Yeah. I'll be up in just a second, Jason. I got to go water a bush. Shiny beverages. Shiny beverages. Ooh, Bearded Eagle, how's it going? Yeah. I have to say Brother Eagle because that is Brother Eagle in the house. What in the hell? My cup was apparently, the bottom of my cup is dirty. Or was it the bottom of this? Oh, it's the bottom of my freaking Jaeger. And good evening, Mrs. Grace. Unless by some random chance of gender bending it turned into Mr. Grace, but I'm assuming Mrs. Grace. How you doing, Grace? Good to see you as well there, Eagle. We're going to get our usual bevy started. So let's get dropped down because some of y'all like to watch the pour, some of y'all don't. It really just depends on who you is and who you isn't. My glass is a little dirty and I don't care because alcohol will sanitize. You've got a little dust in there. That's unfavorable. When you don't clean your cleaning supplies, I'd probably get so much flack from an actual bartender or like an alcohol connoisseur. I would get so much hate just for not rinsing my utensils, and I don't care because it's not like I'm serving this publicly for anybody else to drink. This is just my stuff. So I'll keep it as dirty as I want to. All right. That was it. You bastard. And put it in my trash can. The sucker fell right out. Yes, yes, they are. I love Jaeger bombs. Not a lot of people do. I think I'm the weird one because I like the taste of black licorice. Yeah, it's Jager. So you had it right the first time. It's I don't even know if it's Jägermeister or Jägermeister because it doesn't look like an S. It looks like a weird giant R, but a T and then an E, and I don't know. It's one of those weird ones. Yeah, there we go. Now I got that nice head on there. So now technically it does look like this. That's what this looks like. The A is technically a weird character. The A has two dots above it. So not sponsored. Hopefully they can't kick me for this one. But yeah, so There's your weird character right there. It's that weird like freaking A with an accent. That's why it's Jaeger or Jagermeister. I don't know how it's weird. Then your ass better get up here. Hold on. I gotta get wait. I got to I have to do this for somebody over here. Otherwise they'll start crying because I didn't give them the opportunity to come up here and do this. There it is, you turd. You better get on here and start pouring. Damn, I got 5 people in here quick. Took me forever to get 5 people in the last stream, but man, everybody popped in all mad fast. Oh, I hate when it does this. Go away. And then there's this guy. Oh, look at this guy over here. Oh, weirdo.
Yep.
Just kidding. He's all, don't you dare start without me. I guess he's having one of those days.
No, we were having a week at work. Not a good one.
Oof.
Yeah, bad. We lost one worker.
Lost as in quit, or lost as in is now feeding worms?
Heart attack.
Worm food now. Oof.
Wednesday, yeah.
Ouch.
And then the same day, one of our other coworkers went down at work. Supposedly seizure. But I think it was heat.
Yeah, I'm thinking heat stroke.
And then we got another one in the hospital, or actually, he's still in the hospital. Then we had another one going to the hospital, I think Thursday.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's all the old dudes, isn't it?
Yeah. About my age. Well,
yeah, they need to get the AC fixed in that damn building.
They're trying.
Not fast enough, apparently, or hard enough.
Well, like I said, we don't have air conditioners. We have chillers.
Same difference.
Well, no, it doesn't take out the humidity out of the air.
I don't ever understand why they're called air conditioners. They don't condition the air. All they do is make it slightly colder than the outside air.
No, that dries it. Oh, hey, salute.
Cheers, salute. Damn, I started pouring alcohol and everybody leaves. The hell are y'all fart knockers? I figured this would be the time where everybody wants to start rolling in because this is where the lives start getting fun.
Oh, yes.
Hopefully Bill will make it back in here. Told him to give me like 3 to 5 minutes, and that's what it took, 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. Did you get a camera yet? Probably not.
Even if he did, Miss Sharon may or may not let him on the damn thing.
That's true.
If he can get another shed, he can probably do a setup in there, as long as he got a little bit of AC or some sort of fan going that'll circulate air.
Yeah.
As long as he's got signal out there, I think he can run, secondary on that side. Can't wait for him to get his deck on the south side of the property.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I was trying to watch it, because they're making a pond. And I
didn't get to that one today because I didn't have much time.
Yeah, I only caught like the first minute and a half. And then you popped on. But yes, I'm just a day or so away from 250,000 views.
That is nice. That is awesome. I don't even know where I'm at on mine.
Well, so thank you, everybody, who are watching my videos. I appreciate it a lot.
I don't even think I've hit the 100,000 mark on views.
Well, like I said, they're mostly all shorts that are getting the views, not the regular videos.
Yeah, a lot of mine are. My shorts are killing it. Right now I'm at 7.4 with the last couple of videos.
Oh, somebody's got a kegerator. I got a kegerator.
Oh, you suck. I want a kegerator. I need one.
Yeah, I got the one that takes the 5-quart. Excuse me. What is it? The 3-liter cans.
Nice.
I just need to get a new tube for it that I can start ordering some beer. But the only thing I can find for it is going to be the what's that one? I can't remember. It's the it's the American German beer.
Oh, fuck.
It's kind of bitter, but yeah, it's still good. Somebody will pop it up on there.
So far, I'm looking at 1,721 real-time views at 48 hours.
Good. At least your hours and your views are going up.
I think it's maybe because I'm actually posting more.
Thank you, Bitter Eagle. Thank you, Heineken.
Oh. Let me guess, outside or at your neighbor's house? But never inside.
Or in the car. Oh, that's what happened. He went to 11.
Yeah, I didn't want to ever leave 8, but they forced me to go to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked.
8 was nice.
Yeah, Heinies aren't too bad. Got to touch the Heine.
It's a little on the bitter side, but it's okay. Nothing a little bit of salt can do. I don't know.
No, I think it's German. Sort of.
It's from that area.
That region of space, the final frontier. These are not the hops of the hops with the hops that are hopping.
Yeah, 95 was good.
Yes, 100% agree with you with that.
But they didn't make any money off of it. That was the problem.
For the fact that shit was dial-up, but either way, it still worked.
But like I said, it didn't make them any money.
Well, yeah, because that program ran for like 10 years on Windows 95.
Somebody's drinking the local microbrewery Amber Lager. Yeah, Heineken is a little on the bitter side.
I'm okay with a Heine every once in a while. If that's if it came down to like they had Heineken on the list, or there was like Red Stripe or freaking Budweiser, Coors, Miller, MGD, or like, yeah, I'm gonna hit the Heine because at least I know that's got more alcohol in it than the rest of them combined.
Yeah.
Windows NT. Windows Note.
Never heard of it.
I had Windows Home Office for 95. WinMe was that was more for writing, like doing documents. Sorry, Windows NT. I believe that was short for note taking. So it was good for. That one actually had. If you downloaded the program for it and had a microphone or like a web camera, that one was actually designed for voice to text transcripts, if I am not mistaken. I don't know what Jason's doing.
I'm just letting you know.
But he's doing something. I believe, don't quote me 100% on this one there, Bill, but I'm pretty sure that's what NT used to do.
That's for you and I.
I don't have a UTI. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh.
If I do, there'll be a video. Wow.
1-800-ZIP-IT. But zip it. But all I want is zip it.
Release the plague squirrels.
Is it so hard to get a freaking shark with a freaking laser on its head?
I still liked all those movies, just absolutely hilariously
No,
fun.
they're still hilarious after watching them.
Oh, I know. They're still one of my favorites to watch.
I don't pee red. Now, I still would. The one that I still think we're not going to go down this dark rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Thankfully, Colin's not here to just keep us distracted on moving. But another
Okay.
funny one was Undercover Brother.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you got to watch that one. It is the probably one of the largest black ethnic group spoof movies,
Mm-hmm.
but it's absolutely hysterical.
A lot of stereotyping.
Oh, it really
Okay.
is. It's a lot of stereotyping, but it's done that way on purpose.
I like the stereotyping movies. They're absolutely hilariously funny.
Yeah, watch Undercover Brother. It's funny. Like one of the best scenes. There's like a couple of good scenes, but one of the scenes he jumps off of a building. He's wearing parachute pants, and he pulls these rip cords, and the bottoms of his pants open up, and they're like each one of them's like 3 feet wide. And he just stands there, just floating down in parachute pants.
Oh, like the MC Hammer pants?
Yes, like full MC Hammer. But yeah, the movie's funny.
Yeah.
Same with Master of Disguise.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. If I get it, I will be making a video.
Nice. We look forward to that one.
And I will do that one one-handed. Because I've done it before.
I don't know, you sent that 18 minutes ago. I just now saw the notification.
Which one?
The one you just sent me for the last video, or for the posted for the last live.
Oh, yeah. God, they're slow. Oh, by the way, Bill, that tree I planted late April for that fig tree. And it's producing fruit now. I got a fig on it right now.
Mandalorian wasn't bad. I never fully watched it, but hey, look at this smart feller. Welcome back, Obstacle. I've pretty much got just about everybody back here. I know Grace popped in. I don't know where she's at. She's quiet tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know why. Grace is watching the damn game.
Oh, that's right. Oh, by the way, Obstacle, salute. We understand.
Cheers for the 3 or 4 beers. I know Obstacle's having one, assuming he's not outside moving his watering his move hose.
No, he's using his hose to water the trees.
I did that. Every once in a while, like at night, I water various random trees. I got a couple of them, and I got to give them I can't just keep going on one tree. So one week I'll do this one. I'll do ones. I got 4 or 5 in the back. I got to do those ones. There's Grace.
Hi, Grace.
I can even do the ones up front. I got 3 more up front that I can get on those ones because ain't nobody can see me doing what I'm doing because of my freaking sunflower wall. I have sat there on the end of my freaking planters and just watched.
Free urea.
Turn around, come around the corner, and they once they get to my fence, they can't see shit.
Stupid chair keeps sinking.
And I'm doing it. I'm gonna readjust that whole section next year.
Well, you got to stay away from my chair.
I don't know. I didn't do it.
Nope, he put his foot underneath my chair right as I'm scooting up. Deb, how you doing?
And there's Deb.
Back leg.
Early today.
Stay away from the chair.
Oh, damn. So he was like 100% your homie. I'll drink to that.
Yep. Wait a minute.
Moment of silence and a shot for the homie. I'm actually doing good today. I actually, instead of coming home and trying to eat, I actually ate at work and then left.
Oh, wow. Right before you signed out, right?
No, I clocked out, and then because once I clock out, I don't have to do any work because I'm just be like I'm off the clock. Some days I get tired of working for free, and there's other days where I'll work like an hour and a half, 2 hours for free because labor's high and I'm trying to keep down my freaking overtime, and I just need to get shit done. So
Yeah.
I do what I got to do.
Like I said, obstacle. Yeah, like I said, we've been having same issues at work. So
Yeah, it seems like half your staff just dropped like flies.
well, we're 3 down in 1 week.
Flipped the switch, and everyone was just like, ugh.
Yeah, 3 down in 1 week.
That's rough.
Yeah, 1 didn't survive. So
Yeah, that's.
I don't know when the other 2 are going to be back.
Yeah. So you guys don't have an in-house defib?
Yeah, we do. But that didn't happen at work. He wasn't feeling well. He went home. And then he went to the hospital, and that's where he passed away.
That's where he went on to his next journey.
Yeah. But the one the other day on Friday happened at work. I mean, he was on the forklift and he was getting off. Down he went.
Yeah, that's heat stroke. I can almost guarantee that was heat stroke.
Well, we got 2 people out there trying to load everything all day.
You all know. Yeah, no, that's heat stroke. I guarantee it, 100%. Because it hits you. You're fine, and then you move one certain way. You get dizzy, and then just plow. You just drop.
And the weird thing is, he's a retired firefighter.
Ooh, he should know better.
No, it sneaks up on you.
It does, but you still need to stay hydrated even inside of a. I'm weird because I live in the desert. I'm used to being I'm constant state of partial dehydration.
Thank you, Deb, for update.
Oh, nice. So you were down to what? You started off at 15 and you've lost 2 so far? I think is what, because I remember from the last update, she said she lost 1 during after the hatching, after the first week.
Yeah, well, anyways, I've had to deal with heat stroke before myself. That's why it gets let. And it's true. Every time it happens, the threshold gets shorter. It does. Like I said, the dry heat is way different than the wet heat.
That's what I'm saying. Down here, I'm like, I know when I'm about to get really bad.
Yeah.
So when I get to that point, I just stop for like an hour or 2 and just drink a little bit and then just keep going.
I just slow down when I'm out here by myself.
Deb, what the hell is a white typo?
Oh, she said
Yeah, I know.
around 1 height.
White typos will happen tonight. Well, shit, man. I didn't. At least she's, not being like Mexican typos happen tonight. Love you, Deb.
Yeah, we still love her.
You can when you got a fan blowing at you at like mock Jesus.
Yeah, it's still hard to get cooled off here in the high humidity.
I look at it this way. I can be humid all at once as long as I have some sort of airflow on me 24/7.
Yes.
Oh, no, Eagle, I know what she meant. I'm just giving her flack.
Yeah, she can type faster than her tablet can understand the buttons pushing on her screen.
Yeah. That's why I hate typing on mine. I got fat fingers and little tiny keyboard buttons.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn one while we're doing this. So
I can type fine on my keyboard. It's really bad when I get hyper. Good Lord. Talk about speed typing.
That's right, Deb. You tell him.
Don't tempt me, Deb. It's a long drive, but damn, mosquitoes got me again. Fuckers.
Man. I know that's why I try to do everything about an hour before sunset.
Oh shit, no man, I could be out there at freaking midnight. The damn mosquitoes are still trying to munch on me.
Right? Oh yeah, same here.
It's like, bro, stop flying around. It's like, how do you even see at night?
No, because they see different than we do. They see our carbon monoxide as we exhale.
They don't even see it. They smell it. They're like freaking sharks.
There he is. Get him.
Right?
Get him, ladies.
They're like, prime buffet. When I was a kid, those damn things wouldn't even dare land on me. They'd land on me, and half of them they would drink and die almost instantly.
Put this way, after 2020, the mosquitoes used to never bother me.
It's because your dumb ass got the shot.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, well, see then, yeah. Well, no, what it is, it's the breed of mosquitoes because normally most mosquitoes that we used to see when we were kids were them brown ones. Now all the mosquitoes I see, they're those like black ones with white stripes or white ones with black stripes.
Yeah, that's the Aedes aegypti.
And I've never seen those mosquitoes up until like the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, those are the ones that carry the West Nile virus.
Well, potentially can. They ain't going to carry it down where I'm at because
it is so hard to get it. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, the chances of actually really getting that from a mosquito is the same as winning the damn lottery. First, it has to
drink a bird,
sucks from an infected bird, digest it, not die in the process, get it to your ass and then start sucking your blood and doing that stupid whatever proboscis transfer, because the proboscis is basically a two-sided straw with a freaking spear point on it.
Yeah.
So they suck in and push out whatever the hell's in them, like eggs or whatnot, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the hell, however it works, but yeah. And then you end up with West Nile virus, and then now that's assuming you're actually prone to getting that stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's like 1 in, 30,000?
Like, you have to, I feel like in order to get it, even accidentally, you'd have to have a severely compromised immune system. And I mean severely compromised.
I see it, Bill.
I don't see Bill. Bill's too far away to see, but I see his comment.
Yeah.
Right. I can't even make it 5 minutes outside without the damn, like 4 or 5 of them trying to land on me. I'm like, bastards, get off of me. Are you kidding? Bill, did you not just do a video like a day or two ago on your freaking solar farm on the south side of the property?
Well, his batteries are getting old.
Shit out.
Well, it says his batteries are getting old.
Well, yeah, he said the batteries were getting old, but not the solar panels are good for, most of those are good for like 20 years.
Yeah, but yeah, if you can't charge the batteries to full load, yeah.
He did also mention those batteries were used when he got them.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, to me, that sounds like that is Tiffany. Or is that Daniel?
No, it's hard to tell right now.
I almost feel like the way that came out on. I'm not discriminating. I'm not. There's nothing wrong with whoever's on the other end. I'm just saying that sounds like Tiffany.
Yeah, that looks like Tiffany because there's no bad words.
Just ran down my wall.
Right.
Random spider. I saw this brown line, or was something brown or black moving down my wall. What the hell is that? Eventually, that thing's out of
Daniel.
Oh, it's Daniel. Gotcha. Ooh, and look, Molly popped in. Ooh, I'm fancy tonight.
Yeah. Hit that like button, people. Don't forget.
Yeah, slap that thumbs up. You know what? I still have my old YouTube chat on here. Let's see. I was at 1 thumbs up. That's some horse shit.
I know that was me when I first got in.
7. Wow, that is terrible. Well, I got 15 views on it, so that's not bad. At an hour, so hopefully everybody stayed in there. Probably got about maybe 20, 30, maybe 15, 20 hours on that one. All right, I'd be happy with that. I just realized I did not pop out the chat for this one. And I will get to your freaking off-grid pond thingy here once this one's over there, Bill. Damn. Freaking Howie harvesting a shitload of pears over there. At least I think that was Howie. Yeah, that's got to be Howie's video. crap ton of pairs. I mean, a crap ton of pairs. Good. Watch my live. Okay, I'm still muted, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Pop out my chat.
Yeah, so Deb escaped the weather this time.
The question is, did Cecilia escape the weather? Speaking of which, where the hell is she? She has not popped up today. Oh, I can log out on that one because that's the old chat.
Speaking of that, let me go take a quick look.
There it is this time.
Who's in danger of weather today?
I have no idea. Hold on.
Let's see.
Sorry, what is that?
Obstacle. It's south of you. It's going over Lake Michigan right now. I don't see anybody that I know that's getting bad weather right now.
Deb says, buttload of severe storms at 3 a.m., 80 to 90 mile an hour winds.
Yeah, Deb may get it again tonight.
Damn, that sucks. She says this time. No damage this time. Oh, damn. That sucks. An 80 amp, 80 amp getting taken out by lightning.
Oh, yeah. They'll do it in the blink of an eye. Literally.
Well, I mean, you are getting hit with, what, a couple million volts all at once? It's hard to actually test what the actual output of energy lightning creates because it varies from strike to strike.
And did you see the new world record for lightning?
No.
Went from northeast Texas all the way up to northern Missouri.
One lightning bolt or just lightning storm?
The lightning bolt.
It's a long-ass lightning bolt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem here, this is what sucks. The one thing I hate I hate literally, I hate this the most about solar. Panels you can get dirt cheap, but it's the damn solar controller that's an arm and a leg.
And the inverter.
And the batteries.
Yeah.
You're better off getting like the freaking big ass deep cycle marine batteries that are like essentially two 12-volt batteries, like on top of each other.
Actually,
the battery weighs like 90 pounds. It's a freaking huge ass battery.
Yeah, see, Grace heard about that lightning.
So Bill's probably looking at a minimum of probably $2 to $3 grand just to replace the batteries, just for the system. Like I said, you can probably get the panel for $150, $200, but the batteries is what's going to kill you. You know, the only thing I can suggest, now it does cost a bit. But they have the like self-contained solar arrays, which is basically like a box unit with the batteries, with a CPU, a couple CPU fans or a big CPU fan in to keep it cool. There's usually about 12 to 24 batteries in there. I believe they're the 24-volt batteries, not 12-volt batteries, 24-volt batteries. And then you usually get like 6 solar panels. I think they're usually 100 or 150 watt or 200-watt solar panels. And it's just a standalone unit you just set in one corner of your yard. And you can get the ones that have solar tracking, so the whole array will actually turn and follow the sun, so you get optimal amount of charge throughout the day. That was quick. Molly must be having a coughing fit.
No, I was about ready to look for something on the internet.
Ah, gotcha. Now, I feel like the price of inverters has actually been going down. They used to be really expensive, but that depends on whether or not you get which version of an inverter you get. If you get the pure sine wave inverter, yes, those are going to be more expensive because you're getting more power versus the modified sine wave, which is that stupid little because the modified sine wave is basically like
It's still expensive. Jeez, it's still $400.
yeah, well, you get the
No,
modified sine wave, they're not as expensive, but the pure sine wave inverters usually about $100 to $200 more depending on size.
no, they have an EMP shield, which is EMP is shield home protection. It will protect you for one strike.
Yeah, and
But
then you got to replace
you got to
the.
replace it, yes. But it's still better than replacing a refrigerator, a stove, water heater. It's still cheaper.
I mean, unless you have repeated lightning strikes, that's going to be hard to destroy a stove.
It only takes one to take out the motherboard.
I mean, I
It's not the
suppose,
stove
but
that takes out the motherboard.
that's only if you're dumb enough to not put a ground on your freaking electrical panel for your house.
Even still with the ground, it still shocks the system. Believe me, I know.
I've got my ground is right outside the wall here, and that thing goes down like 6 or 8 feet, solid copper pipe. Actually, no, I stand corrected. That ground is about where about the middle of my window. So wherever this line is on my mini blinds, that's where my ground is at. And it is a solid 1-inch copper pipe. And I'm pretty sure that was expensive at the time. Imagine trying to buy that sumbitch now. That pipe was probably $200 just for the length of it, if not more. Copper is ridiculously expensive. It's so dumb how fast copper goes up in price.
That reminds me. All these big box stores are ripping people off.
Oh, shit, yeah, they are.
Copper. Oh, yeah. Guess what I found out? Southwire, the one that provides us our wire, it's made here in the USA. That 3/0 is going for almost $9 per linear foot.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning in that other video, too, if you're like, you were talking about your solar stuff, that if anybody was out there looking for, some advertisement, send you out whatever you can for whatnot to see what you can do. I might have to do the same thing if I ever manage to get property off grid.
Oh, yeah. No, they're taking advantage of us because of that. Yeah, I found out how the tariffs work. I'm going, oh my goodness. These corporations.
Oh, yeah, that's some bullshit. We've got. That's what I'm saying, dude. You start, folks, if you are not doing it now, find a way to start gardening because vegetables and shit are going to get stupid expensive, stupid fast.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, you're going to be paying 2 to 3 times what you were paying at the beginning of the year for the same damn vegetable.
Yeah, because a lot of our vegetables come in from South America.
Limes and lemons, I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to be 2 to 3 times the price because they are grown not in this country.
Yep.
Your oranges will be because that's mostly Florida and California, but a lot of your limes and lemons are going to be coming from Mexico.
Or Brazil.
So we're not going into the particular realms of that, but we will mention that things are going to get expensive very fast.
Mm-hmm.
I am so glad I get free wood constantly from a guy down the street.
That's good.
Where I work. He finally emptied out the back of his truck. He had like 8 freaking poles back there. And I found a random 2x4. Apparently, he had one back there too. That thing's warped and twisted. Only thing that 2x4 is good for is cutting it into pieces and using it as firewood. But I have 8 of those in the back of my truck right now. I'm going to take those out after this live. And then when I went to the grocery store, there was at least a 40 to 45 pound chunk of freaking tree that was about 5 foot tall. I mean, this thing was good size. It was like good 7 inches across, 4.5 at the top, but about 6 at the bottom. The thing probably weighed about 45, 50 pounds. I picked that sucker up and threw that in the back of my truck too because I was like, ooh, free firewood. So yeah, free firewood for me. I'm telling you, I got firewood for days at this point.
Oh, so do I. So does Bill.
Everyone, well, he's got a freaking forest full of firewood. He's just got to cut down the dead trees and let them dry out over a season. He's got firewood.
Excellent.
But yeah, I'm literally getting fence posts by, I get them 3, 4 at a time sometimes 6, sometimes 3, sometimes 2. I get them anywhere between 2 to 8 fence posts, and I was getting those things constantly. I mean, I made 3 garden beds with those fence posts. Rest of everything else, because it started warping and twisting, I chopped it into 14.5 to 15-inch pieces, and I've got them stacked against the back wall.
Yeah, Daniel, how long before those trees can produce? Takes up to 6 years to get a good yield per tree.
Yes, Deb, that is exactly what they are saying. Because it's not the shipping company that's paying for that shit. It's us, the consumers, and the truckers that have to pay for that extra crap.
Well, the thing is, when something costs $20 a ton, and you're upping it up 25%, that's $5 per ton. Okay? And you're going, that's $5 per ton. So what in the world are they charging us for? The corporations.
Yeah, it really does. Copper has more value than gold. Same with lead.
Yeah.
It's funny, the price value per ton of lead, it looks cheap.
Oh, I missed that. I wish I would have, was it 15 years ago, 16 years ago? I wish I bought several tons of lead for $220 per ton. It's now worth $2,500 a ton.
Yeah,
in the US.
And it's going to get more expensive because it's going to get harder and harder to get lead because most lead does not come from our country.
No. They're actually shipping it out of country.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Yeah, but see again, so even I think that's the one Jason was asking about is like what's the turnaround on that process?
Yeah. Yeah, by then it'll be all done and over with. And
Yeah, exactly. No shortage of trees.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is majority of our stuff is made in China and Taiwan.
And other places around the world, India, Philippines, believe it or not, Brazil. Huh?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, the bikini waxes. Yeah, the tariffs are.
Yeah, that is one of the biggest problems right there, Deb, and that's why avocados. All of us think that wasn't even because of what's happening with our current situation in the U.S. That started long before that.
That's when
because all of that stuff is from. We get a lot of our avocados from Mexico, and most of those trees or farms are run by the damn cartels. So that's not even. That has nothing to do. Like you used to be able to get an avocado for like 50 cents, or it was like $1 something a pound of avocados, which is usually like 4 to 5 avocados. Now it's like 3 something for a pound of avocados because the freaking prices, and that has nothing. That had nothing to do with tariffs.
Yeah. Like I said, most of our onions come from California and Washington State. Why are those going up?
Shipping costs.
Because California and Washington State.
Oh, the tariffs from California. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm not working in California. The hell with that. Living cost over there, unless you're making like $30 an hour, you can't live in California. It's too damn expensive.
Unfortunately, the same thing's happening to Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona's getting expensive too.
Yeah, no, over there where Bearded Eagle is, I don't know what the sums are there.
It's probably astronomical. So the thing is, we want a lot of American-made products. The only problem is,
It's going to be just as expensive.
it's going to be more expensive because
True.
now you're actually forcing Americans to do something they should have been doing decades ago, but because they want to make a freaking buck, or $100 per product that costs 50 cents to make, but they're going to charge like the overhead's like 300%, so they can line their pockets. They're not going to do that. Everything did. I hate to say this, but throughout human history, it has been basically declared, we do not want to do our own work. We will subsidize to the cheapest man, pay them the least amount possible, and get it done twice as fast.
It's about making the great dollar.
It's about lining pockets. It's really what it is. Lining pockets is all it is.
Not our pockets, the shareholders.
Corporate, basically. Oh yeah, they made them. I mean, half my flashlights. Most of my flashlights that I own are made in China. They're Chinese branded flashlight. Olight is not an American company.
Yeah.
Streamlight is an American company. I mean, freaking Maglite is an American company.
Look at all the air guns.
But Olight is not. Olight is actually Chinese branded. Like, if you look at where their main manufacturing product, the company is actually in, like, I think it's like Beijing, China. But they have warehouses here in the U.S. where they stock a lot of this stuff. So at some point, I'm not going to be able to get my flashlights anymore once the warehouse runs out. It is going to be what it is. I'm really not complaining too much. I mean, it's not like I order a lot of stuff online as it is anyway. But the hell? Well, that was weird.
Did you just get a mosquito?
No, I had a random black spot on my table over here, and I don't even know where the hell it came from.
Oh.
Probably came from, I think it probably came from my chair. Yeah, that is what it is. No, that's really what it is. Well,
Yeah.
no, it's not just that. It's American workers too. I mean, a lot of the times
It's the combination.
It's with the current generation now. The older generation, we're used to working, but it's the young. It's like the Gen Zs. They don't want to work. They want to make that quick buck sitting on their couch, essentially doing what I'm doing here, thinking that if they do this constantly, they're going to make $1 million a year.
No,
they're not.
No, they think they're gifted.
I would actually rather get my hands dirty doing an actual honest day's work, thinking I actually did something, instead of just sitting behind a camera doing stupid TikToks all day long, pissing people off, and then filing a lawsuit against them when they retaliate against the stupid shit you're doing.
Dab.
Yeah, problem is nobody's going to fill those positions. China does make some good products.
They do.
But they don't make every product good.
They don't make excellent products.
Yeah, they make some good ones, but not everything is made equally. Which is probably why they have the poorest air quality amongst all residents across the globe. I'm telling you, most people do not have the stomach for that. you have to sort of be desensitized to the murdering of something. Well, the problem with that one, Eagle, is yeah, robots can take over their jobs, but the problem is when the robot breaks down, who's going to fix the robot?
The human slave, as
If
Bender
you're
said.
telling me that another robot is going to fix the broken robot, then we're basically another step closer to the robot revolution, which will overtake humanity and basically wipe us out, like every Terminator movie that's been out there. This is why I don't like AI, and especially why I do not like what Elon Musk is doing. I'm sorry,
Yes,
he can suck it. Skynet can take a shit, and I would be happy with that. I don't mind stuff being made in Japan. To me, it doesn't bother me where it's made, as long as it's made. Oh, they can, but they're going to cut it the wrong way.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Deb, I understand that very well.
That's why they teach you at a young age, especially if you work on a farm. Don't name the animals.
I still did.
I'm going to tell you, if I lived on a farm or a ranch, blah, 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 even a processing plant, like a chicken farm or whatnot, every one of those damn things is going to be named what they are. Chickens, yeah. I'm going to start naming chickens thighs, breasts, wings.
No, I call it tacos, burritos.
Beef is not going to be... I'm not going to name a cow Susan and be like losing my shit when Susan gets to the end of their story and becomes burgers for my property. No, that's going to be ground beef.
Let him broil.
Exactly. Chuck.
Big
doesn't
Mac,
matter.
filet mignon.
Pigs are going to be... The only thing a pig can be named is bacon.
Sausage.
Well, I mean, pork. If you do pork sausage, yes, but I'm just going to name it bacon. That's bacon 1, bacon 2, bacon 3, bacon 4.
No, like Flair did. He named 1 bacon, 1 eggs.
1 pig bacon and a chicken named eggs.
No, 1 was named bacon, 1 was named eggs. And he had another 2 called cheese and rice.
Cheese and rice.
Yeah.
Odd combination of names.
Names of food. Yes, food is their names.
I can understand cheese if it's a dairy cow, but naming a pig cheese?
No, one was white, one was black.
Ah. Oh, it will when the power grid goes down. But once the power grid goes down, that will be our reset.
Yeah.
We're already taxing the power grid as it is, the way stuff is developing. It's only a matter of time.
The infrastructure is too old.
Before everything just takes an absolute shit. And we're sitting in the dark ages for like 6 months. That actually might be longer than that because without power, our nuclear plants will not have a way to cool themselves, and bam, nuclear explosions all over the world.
It'll be 5 years because they have to rebuild the infrastructure.
If we get a large enough SF, it will wipe out the electronic structure of our globe. And we will be sitting in the dark ages for a long ass time.
They said
unless you have shielded electronics, you are going to be living in the dark ages.
Hello, that's why I live in a Faraday cage. But like I said, it's getting the gasoline and the propane to process the fuels. That's going to be my problem.
If you have the propane on hand, it's not a problem, but getting the propane
After I use it.
post natural disaster, that's when you're going to be screwed.
Mm-hmm.
5% more hatched and named tacked aluminum. You pay 50%. Name brand versus yeah. Yeah, exactly. You name them food. Yeah, capricola, prosciutto, and a sausage. Yeah, well, them are on the grid too, so
Yeah.
regardless of how you slice that cheese wheel, once the grid goes down, most of it, unless you're in a bunker, which is most of those are, the newer ones are going to be started, they're supposedly nuclear powered, so they'll go for like 30, 40, like 30 years before you have to worry about them. But then when your nuclear reactor deteriorates, yeah, you're kind of shit out of luck.
Yeah, unless you have a solar grid, in storage and shielded.
Yeah, if you have a solar, you'd have to have at least a dozen solar panels, 100 watts or more per solar panel, inverter and batteries and backup batteries that maintain a trickle charge, and they are secured in a Faraday box. Yeah, if there is a severe enough EM storm or EM pulse.
Yeah, like I said, if you got wires going in the box, it's not going to help it.
Yep. That's like, no, because I know for a fact that Silicon Valley doesn't get their power the same way that we do.
Oh, by the way, that's where the EMP protection comes in handy. It will save your grid.
Yeah. No, I full on no. I know damn well they don't get their power from the same place we do. They have their own freaking probably micronuclear generator in that whole area just to keep everything powered, just in case shit goes sideways and everything goes down the window or goes down the shitter. It's the same thing with wherever Bill Nye lives. His whole area, doesn't matter if an EMP hits. Nothing's going to stop that because that shit's not electronic. His whole power, he powers his whole neighborhood off some weird copper thing in the middle of the air with water.
But like I said, all of the power plants are all protected from EMPs, okay? It's the grid that is not.
The China brand, some gets different firmware, slightly different copyrights. Yeah, exactly. Gotcha, nearly exact. Gotcha. Damn it! When I click on a button and my chat moves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I can live with and live without. Yes, It's convenient to have the internet.
Yeah, so we can talk to each other.
I think most of millennials are like, even like Gen X. If the power grid went down, the majority of us, we would be fine just sitting outside watching absolutely nothing.
No, we did before.
Exactly.
Break out the old bicycles and start jumping it in and clearing people.
Yeah, just cycle around town. It's not like you got to worry about a car running you over. I mean, you might see the one or two old bastards out there with, their pre-1990s or 95s,
1970s vehicles.
Powered freaking vehicles. They'd be out there with a freaking 1940s Willys Jeep.
Like I said, but they're only good as long as you can get the fuel.
Yeah, that's the thing. You just siphon it from the vehicle you have that's dead because the EMP wiped out the entire computer board. Yeah. As long as you got a vehicle or two on property that has gas, you can pretty much do whatever you want until you run out of gas. Shit, I got one vehicle with a 25-gallon gas tank on there, some bitch. I'll siphon the gas out of that bastard.
As long as the fuel is
run a generator, that generator will run for months just on that tank of gas. See, that's the I understand that, Bill, but here's the funny thing on that one. Oh, I know AI hit. Well, I mean, yeah, Silicon Valley has the AI, but if the rest of the grid is down, I don't have to worry about AI trying to infiltrate my shit because it's only in one area at that point. But yeah, we all do fear the EM, but here's the thing. EM only wipes out stuff that has power going to it. If you know for a fact there's about to be an EM strike, unplug all your shit like a week before. Once it's discharged all the energy, there's nothing that's gonna. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna do any damage because there's no electronic signature.
What is it? It's I think 2.5 days from when it's detected from the sun.
That's what I said. I would just say if you know there's an impending EM strike, just unplug your shit like a week before.
Pull the batteries out.
Yep, just unplug everything. As long as there's no electronic signature going. That's why all them freaking like 1940s, 1950s, even like up to the 70s, they tested all them vehicles. You could hit them with an EM pulse and they don't do shit as long as they're unhooked.
As long as it's got a manual fuel pump.
Yep.
Unhook the battery. It'll still fry the electronics in the vehicle. Nothing you can do about that.
But again, I think it's only if you have power going to it.
Yeah, because I think the last one was
short circuit.
Yeah, the last one we had was 1860? No, 1880 something. When all the telegraph wires burnt.
Yeah, that was yeah, sure. But again, because those telegraph wires were running an electrical current.
Yeah.
Had they not been running an electrical current, which is really hard to do when your telegraph system is hardwired into the electrical grid. Basically, essentially, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the telegraph system was actually running parallel with the electrical grid. So that's probably why it shorted out.
Again, find out exactly how it happened.
But I'm fairly certain that the way an EMP works versus electricity is if there is no actual powered current going through your devices, EMP should not fry your electronics. I'll get to that one in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they were smart, they would just use the technology that Tesla made back in the day. And I'm not talking about the company that's currently now. I'm talking about Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
His transmission towers basically generated free energy.
Yeah.
Pulled it from the sky and transmitted.
It would have been free for everyone. Nobody would have made money on it.
Yeah, that's exactly why they buried it. They still have the schematics in it for the technology.
It works.
And if the grid goes down, I can almost guarantee that's going to be the first schematic drawn into action for the power grid. Because you just need a couple of those towers and you can transmit and harness energy for miles.
All you need is a grounding rod and a receiving antenna.
Yep. That's why I don't get the AI refrigerators. Like, I don't like refrigerators that allow you to talk to it and make a grocery list. I don't think so. I'll take a regular, standard, shitty-ass, solid door refrigerator that you can't see into. That'll last a hell of a lot longer than the shit they make now.
Yeah, a lot less parts.
Yeah, don't have to worry about 6 door hinges wearing out. Don't have to worry about a secondary door hinge in between the doors. Most older refrigerators, you can run off a generator without any issues.
Yeah.
Until you run out of gas. But again, that's when you set up your backup power system on like the freaking inverters. And then you just run your generator to the inverter and run from, your 2 or 3 plugs that you need specifically for certain items in the house. Yes, exactly, Deb, because they're the ones that you can tell be like, most of those are powered by certain like things like Alexa or whatever the other ones are, and you can just tell your smart fridge to, place an order at Walmart for milk, butter, eggs, flour, and blah blah blah.
Your milk is getting low.
Yeah, and then it'll send it because your credit card information's saved on it. Yeah, Siri, that's the other one. And then you just go over there and you just hit the customer pickup. You'd be like, oh, we're here for our order, and then that's it. Or you get it shipped to your house via courier.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because they knew how to make shit. The reason why that's the problem with the technology is they were not making enough money on that back in the day, so they started making products with shittier components.
And they're designed to fail.
Yes, they purposely put flaws in, say, your compressor to fail after there was like, we'll say it's like a little sensor inside your compressor chamber.
All right, Eagle, good night.
All right, later's Eagle. Have a good one. Be well, be safe. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Give me a flavor on the way out. Hit that thumbs up. And peace out, brother. But yeah, so there'll be like a little random sensor or like a capacitor or cathode in there that once it gets to a certain height, like after it degrades and decomposes, your compressor stops working, which I feel like that's what's happening with this fucker. But yeah, that's the way they made money. And they're like, oh, well, we can't replace the compressor. But what we can do is we can sell you a brand new refrigerator for, say, like $75 off if you trade in this one. And then what they'll do is they'll repair that one on their dime because it don't take much to swap out an entire compressor.
And they'll sell it overseas.
They'll drain the old compressor, siphon out the freon, that's whatever, or whatever they use, ammonia and whatever at that time. They'll chuck the components, and then they'll keep all of that stored in a tank and just they'll order a brand new compressor for $20, give or take, I mean, depending on the fridge at the time. They'll throw that brand new one in there, pre-charge that, and then you're good to go for another 5-10 years on that used ass fridge, which they'll box up and sell it to you brand new.
A refurbished model.
Yep. Yep. But again, I will never get a refrigerator that I can just be like, I need this, this, and this, and then it just sends out the thing. That's why I don't do Alexa or Siri, because you can give them access to your credit information when you sign up and use their services. I don't trust that shit because those things are always listening to you. Even on here, I hate to say this, but even doing live streams, your devices are listening to you. Mm-hmm. Me and Jason have physically proved that. I can do a live stream, do a Google search on here for random shit.
It'll show up on my phone.
I will literally go on Instagram, and within 3 or 4 pictures of just scrolling through shit, I'll get a random ad for something that I was talking about or looked at once on Google. And I will get that on an Instagram or on something else, like even a web search.
Advertisements.
Showing me ads for shit. And it's disturbing.
Yeah, for the generator, you have to disable the safety devices in it. Because they'll be fried.
Unplug the, just got to pull the power off the spark plug. Yeah, Big Brother's always watching, listening, and spying on everything we do.
I don't think it's Big Brother. I think it's corporations. DARPA.
Who do you think Ron's Big Brother? They're the ones that started all that shit.
DARPA will always be 25 years ahead of us.
Yep. Now, see what gets you on computers. I'll agree with you on that one, Bill. Is updates. If it weren't for the shit updates, yeah, firmware. If it weren't for the shitty updates in firmware, all of our computers would run smooth as liquid butter. We would not have any issues. But it's all we need to do, and we need to update your computer, and then you get random files on there. You don't. I do the same thing on my phone. Every time my phone's like, "Oh, we have an update for you," I put it off as physically long as possible until my phone forces me to get it, and then I will go through my settings and my apps, and I will delete everything that I do not need. If I can't physically use it or delete it, I will disable it, so it does not affect my phone at all.
And the problem is it takes up a lot of memory.
Well, yes, it does, but I disable it. If I can't delete it, I disable it. As long as it's disabled, it ain't doing shit other than sitting there in the background, twiddling its thumbs. Ha! I don't have a cloud. Everything that I save goes onto my freaking memory cards. I don't save anything online except for web searches. The government can see if the government saw what I was searching on the web, they would leave me the hell alone permanently. So for whatever FBI agent or CIA agent that is assigned to me, I hope you enjoy my search history, you fucker. I would fare just fine, to be dead honest with that. I'll get to that one here in a second. One and the same, yep. Yeah, our refrigerator died like a year. We lost our ice machine, our automatic ice maker, about a year after we got our refrigerator because the thing took a shit on us.
Yeah, because we got back from our vacation from Operation Rendezvous, and we had to get a refrigerator.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have nothing stored online. I have a few bits of information here and there, but I don't use cloud. I don't use none of that backup crap. I refuse to because of the access that it needs in order to function properly.
That's why I have a bunch of thumb drives.
So I got like 5 or 6 freaking like 65 gig freaking thumbnail or freaking micro SD cards.
I got the SD
cards. To be dead honest, I think I would fare fairly decent because, I mean, yeah, it would suck not having all of this, not being able to be in contact with the people that I'm in contact with currently. But if push comes to shove, I will literally just take over the corner property over here along with my neighbors. I will command that piece of property, and I will turn that property into grow space. And anybody that tries to invade my grow space will become part of the grow space.
Oh, squatters' rights.
It is technically owned by the city at this point. It is considered, I believe it is classified now at this point as open space. So technically, as open space, I could do stuff over there somewhat legally, but I know the city, they like to go over there and mow the damn weeds, which is the dumbest shit they could possibly do, because every time they do that, every time we have a windstorm, it blows all that damn dirt over here. They refuse to let anything grow on that property, which is BS.
Yeah, it's erosion.
Yeah, massive erosion.
Okay, yeah, I got like 4-minute warning.
Really? Oh yeah, already almost 9 o'clock. I think I might do one more. I'm feeling decent enough to have one more.
Snack time.
Newtons. I had to grab me some beef jerky before I came back from the. So I got me a brand new bag of beef jerky just so I had something to help wash down the alcohol. It's not like I don't have chips and Skittles and all the kinds of other shit over here to eat.
I got my 3 cookies for tonight.
I'd be eating tortellinis if the damn store was selling them, but they stopped selling those damn tortellinis I was buying.
Ooh,
bastards. Yeah, exactly. Majority of us lived without decent power for a lot of our, you know, childhood or development periods. But yeah, I mean, especially where you're at too, obstacle. You're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, push comes to shove, you'd what? You'd move up to the cabin and you'd be chilling out there.
I'm at my cabin.
Yeah. I question TD's comment here because I'm pretty damn sure you ain't gonna live without a heart or a head, for that matter. I mean, I'm just saying, semantically, it'd be hard to live without a head. Just saying. But I do get your general purpose statement on that one. Yeah, I mean, majority of us can live without a lot of things. I mean, I grew up as a kid without a cell phone for like the first 16 years. So, I mean, yeah, I grew up with TV, but majority of the time, my ass was outside in the damn sun until a freaking sun went down. So I was always hanging out with friends and whatnot. I didn't really care. The power grid went down tomorrow. Kind of sucked, but it's going to be what it's going to be.
It'll come back.
I ain't got to worry about making car payments because ain't nobody to pay car payments to. And they can't repossess your car without having access to the internet. But if the power grid did come back on, say within a couple of months, yeah, that's a lot of back pay you're going to have to deal with. But
Kat wants to know, how is your squash doing?
don't actually have squash going right now. Yep, I know Deb always talks about that one. Those are always fun. Yeah, most of them are. Yeah, I know a few things too, but I'm not going to say. Yes. Original lawn darts, not that shitty, heavy-weighted umbrella style that they remade back in like the 90s. I want the original like 1970s lawn dart with that freaking solid-ass metal spear at the front.
That sticks in concrete? Yeah.
Yeah, gathers out chunks of concrete, sticks in your car hood.
The jarts.
Oh, shit. Hit Grandpa's car tire, and that thing goes...
Goes through the windshield.
Yeah, sticks in the window. Yeah, my uncle did that shit one time. My grandpa was pissed. Yeah, I want the original lawn darts, not that fake BS that they got. So, again, Katrina, I don't have any squash going this year. I have some cucumbers, and that's about it. I do have one melon, sort of. I gotta wait for it to develop its colors before I figure out what the hell it is. Right now, it looks like a watermelon, but it doesn't have the proper shape of a watermelon. It is a native melon from an actual like Indian tribe that I somehow managed to acquire. Details on that one.
Somebody I haven't seen in a while, up north off the 49th.
Hey! Is that Dave? I think that was...
I can't remember.
I want to say that's Dave.
I don't know. He doesn't have a name tag.
I know there was a one that had the same name, and I think his name... I can't remember if his name was Dave or not. Up north of the 49th, can you do me a quick favor and toss your name down there to make sure if I'm either right or wrong? Because if I'm wrong, I apologize. If I'm right, then God, my brain actually works for once. Fighting off the fringe, right? Like I said, you've got a good spot up at that lake, too, once you're up there.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, here I got the fish and
right,
deer, squirrels.
Let me go get a refresh, and then we'll be right back, folks. At least one half of my beverage is going to be cold. I don't know about my Jaeger. It's probably warm by now. I've had my air conditioner running.
A lady. It's a lady. Up north on the 49th is a lady.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah. Oh, Dave is north of the 60. Okay.
Okay, up north. I knew it was something. Too many people with that same
really close, yeah.
Kind of parallel name. All right, so at least somebody knows who I'm talking about, thankfully.
Yeah. Thank you, Grace.
So she's got patty pans going on there. There's always a little pat. I think those are the same kind of like pan squash you were growing, Jason. Those little
Oh,
tiny
I
ones.
love those.
Second generation, the tip is super hard plastic. Will still end you if you get one thrown. Oh yeah. She's talking about the lawn darts. It took me a second. I was like, what is she talking about?
The jarts.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're squared away on that one. Yeah, sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. Thank you, Grace. Much appreciated on that one.
Yeah, we got so much that goes on. It's hard to keep up with everything.
God, for the most part, I can, unless I'm like 3 of these stiff drinks in which case then my brain just goes like 4 ways from sideways. And Cecilia has called me out on it. Sometimes I say shit on here that I don't remember that I said, and then they're like, you said this on a live stream. I'm like, I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, she's got it recorded.
And I never go back and actually watch my live streams because I don't want to sit there and listen to myself for 2 hours.
Yeah, same here.
My shit gonna be boring as hell. It's not as fun when you don't have actual interaction. So like me interacting with everybody here is fine because I'm actually physically interacting, but I'm not gonna sit there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, re-listening to myself. I'd rather stick a nail in my ear and hit it with a hammer.
All right. Molly is falling asleep on me, so it's time for me to go.
Has she taken her, you know what?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
All right. Well, I will catch you later, Jason. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you on Wednesday.
Safe, folks.
Or earlier, depends.
Yep. Good night, Molly, before you fall asleep.
She already did. I gotta get her up and take her to bed.
She already did. All right. Take care, Jason.
Have a good night, everyone, and please be safe out there. And don't forget to get out there and slap a rat. Good night, all.
Peace out, brother. All right. Well, we're having the second one today because apparently I've been told to drink up. Oh yeah, no, it was like the 80s. I think it was they 100% banned them like pre-90s because they were so dangerous. There were so many people getting hurt with them, getting stuck in their legs and being stupid, throwing them at each other. It's like, bro, you don't throw a lawn dart with a spear point at somebody. Oh, all right. Bill's doing some channel work. See that I've never had a problem with those. The click clacks is what I called them. I know exactly which ones you're talking about there, Deb. I've never had an issue with them. Yes, they were annoying as hell if you get a bunch of people doing it all at once. But for the most part, I think it really pissed off schools more than anything because kids would sneak them into schools and they would just make that obnoxious noise during class. To me, I had no problems with them. I had like 4 of them damn things growing up. Various sizes. I had them from like the little tiny mini pocket ones to like the full size one. Beep. Oh, I was gonna say, you out, Obstacle, or are you staying for a bit? I don't mind metric convert. I don't convert jack squat from metric to whatever because no, I hate math conversions. I just take random guesses. Same with the Celsius and Fahrenheit. I just randomly throw numbers out there and hope that I'm close. But again, I'm not on my 3rd one. Usually once I get to 3 of these, now my brain just out the window and down the street 6 blocks away trying to figure out where it parked itself. Let's see, where's it? So, up north of the 49th, you growing anything else aside from the little mini, what is it, pan squash or whatever they're called? The patty pans? You growing anything else besides that, or is that the only thing you're growing for the season? Because next week or the week after, I'm thinking I might do it the third week of August. I'm going to start planting some decent fall crops, hopefully. I normally don't do fall crops. I usually just let what I have in my garden go. Sometimes that stuff just lasts until December. I don't know how, but it does. I plan on planting more carrots. I'm going to be planting them in a different spot. Where I planted them, they do not like the spots. So I will be planting them back in my original location where I used to plant them. I always got good carrots out of that location for some reason. They weren't very big, but they were numerous. Also, cheers for anybody else that is still beveraging with me, which may or may not be Daniel, and may or may not be Obstacle. I've never seen anybody write the word cucumbers that way. That is very interesting. You always got to have onions by the ton. Spinach will usually grow pretty fast, but that I've noticed from even in my area, they like a more cold, like a cooler climate. They do not do well in the heat. Peas like cold weather too. The patty pans, I think those are more warm weather, but still mild temperate. Long beans, what variety of long beans, if you don't mind me asking? Purple beans, I've technically grown those. Aren't those the cow peas technically, or is it an actual bean that's purple? Up north, based on the icon, I would say Canada. Okay, so you got a half an acre, so you're using essentially half your acreage for growing. That's actually still pretty good. You can get a Chinese long bean. All right, let me look at that one real quick. Try to find a decent image of it. So it's essentially like a longer version of a green bean, or akin to the yard longs, like the asparagus beans. Okay. It looks like it's a pretty decent bean, so you get a couple of those and you got a pretty good sized meal. All right, all right. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, it's just a really long green bean, essentially. Yellow wax bean for temperature. Okay. Yeah, I've had the same problem. Okay, I got you. Oops, where did that one go? Meant to click on that one, but yeah. The reason why they banned that there, Daniel, was because of the instability of that. When you would go around corners at high velocities, those damn things would tend to roll the opposite direction of where you're turning and would roll over the driver, usually resulting in broken legs, broken arms, busted hips, spinal injuries, broken necks. That's why they got rid of those things. Which is why you see nowadays the Can-Am, which is the reverse of that. So even if you go around a corner as fast as you possibly want to, the worst that's going to happen is your back tire is going to skid. Because that's where all your drive is. Your drive is in the back tire, but your stability is in the two front tires. But yeah, I've been having an issue with weeds this year myself. I just have not had time to take care of them. I still got a ton I got to yank out, and some of them damn things are 4 feet high. Okay, so patty pan is a summer variety. I don't grow those mainly because I don't do a lot of squash personally. Like, so to be fair, a lot of the stuff in my garden I grow just to grow it, but not for me. I grow it for other people. The beans I'll eat, radishes I'll eat, carrots I'll eat. If I get really bored, I'll eat some of the lettuce. Sunflower seeds, at this point, I'm not eating those because I have yet to manage to harvest a viable crop of them to make it worth my time to eat. But I do currently have a variety that is doing really good. I've only got 2 or 3 flower heads from it, but they're like 8 inches, and the seeds are pretty hefty. So I'm going to continue with that line over the next couple of years to see if I can't get the heads bigger and produce more seeds. If I do that, I'm going to start sending seeds out to people, especially with that particular variety. Right now, all of my sunflowers, as it stands, is essentially a mix of everything. I believe the sunflower that I'm growing that has the white sunflower heads, I believe is going to be this one here. It has not gotten its darker striation colors just yet, but this is the mammoth sunflower, or a version of a mammoth sunflower. I believe this one here is also a variety of mammoth sunflower. I've got a couple of these going as well. But essentially what I did is I basically bought like 8 or 10 packs of sunflowers, mixed them all together, stuffed them in the ground, and let them grow. What I get is what I get, and I'm just going to continue from there. I'm not planning on buying any more sunflower seeds next year. I'm just going to grow what I have on hand. Yeah, yellow wax bean texture. I've never grown the yellow wax beans, unfortunately. I grew beets on accident once because I thought they were a lettuce variety, because that's at least what the bag told me, but I pulled one out and I cut it in half, and I'm like, why is this red? And then I realized it was a beet. Did not do watermelons. I did cantaloupes last year. I still have the seeds from it, but I just did not do them this season. Ooh, nice. Big wheel pan squash. Sweet. And clackers. Yeah, the problem with those, Bill, is them damn things are like 120. In my area, each one of those cattle panels is $120 for a 5x16. They are expensive as hell. If I knew that I was going to be doing what I'm doing 6-7 years ago, I would have purchased like 15 of these damn things, because they were like $60 a piece like 8 years ago. I can spend $60 on cattle panels. Spending $120 per panel sucks. I got 2 spare ones right now sitting along my fence because I knew I was going to use them later on. I'm planning on actually buying 2 more just so I have them on hand. Because I still, my neighbor, literally right there on that side of my fence, will allow me to grow on her property. So it's like joint growing. Not joint growing, but, joint growing. Because she's on like a acre of property, or 3/4 of an acre of property. She has a lot of space that's unused, not doing jack squat other than collecting stickers and dog poop. So she's allowed me to grow over there. I just got to get stuff set up. But yeah, what are the prices of cattle panels in your area, folks? Ooh. Yes, definitely. Show me on that one. I would love to see what you got going on. Now, are you doing like full on like enclosed hoops, like you would do like a compost bin, or you got them kind of U-shaped so you can walk in and get from the inside as well? Oh, you're moving all the way to Maine? Damn. That's too far for me to visit, unless I fly out there. Oh, you growing fartichokes. Oh, great if you've got the stomach for them, because those things grow profusely. You plant like 3 or 4 of them, and the next thing you know, you got a whole entire garden bed just infested with artichokes. Like that's like the most aggressive tuber that you could possibly grow. Plant, like I said, you plant like 2 or 3 of those things, you'll get like 15 pounds of that crap, which is insane. And you gotta dig them all. If you don't dig them all out, they just continue to grow in dirt, and they'll just take over your entire garden. So I know I've seen the videos on the Jerusalem artichokes, and those things are freaking vicious. They're invasive as all hell if you don't keep them in a small area. I gotta send you either seeds, if I can get some seeds dried from blackberries, or just dry some blackberries. I have thornless blackberries. And just out of curiosity, are you talking about blackberries or are you talking about raspberries? Because I know raspberries are kind of prickly on the plant, but I have never seen a thorned blackberry bush. So, how do you got that one going? Yes, they do on that one, Deb. Watermelons are as bad as lettuce and cucumbers. They need an astronomical amount of water. Otherwise, they get all funky. Yeah, Jason was trying to grow the teddy bears this year, and his plant did not do very well. He said it got to about the standard 18 inches, but only produced like 3 or 4 flower heads. I did not personally get the teddy bear version just because of what I purchased. I just purchased random stuff and just threw it all together. Most of the stuff I purchased about 1 or 2 bags, because I know most of those bags of sunflowers, you're going to get 10 to 15, maybe 20 sunflower seeds per bag. Like on average 10 to 20 seeds. So I purchased a lot of them. I have duplicate bags. But again, even with duplicate bags, yes, I have a good amount here. I can spread this in an area and probably grow 60 square foot of sunflowers spaced out and have an astronomical amount of both organic matter to break down later on once the season is over, and just the variety of sunflowers. If I can get them large enough, I can get more seeds. I mean, really, one sunflower seed, once you're done with one sunflower, depending on the variety, unless you're physically eating them, you will never run out of seeds for planting. You just don't. To be honest, I never know. I mean, you could be dead serious half the time, and I would be fine with that. I mean, it really just depends. So yeah, I think that's 4 foot, no, 5 foot. What the hell is that? Oh shit, my tape measure's not in here. Yeah, that's what, 4 foot by 16 foot? I think that's how wide my cattle panel is. No, mine, they're like 5.5. You got small cattle panels over there. My cattle panels over here are like 5 feet wide. But at $65, shit. I need a trailer. I'm going over to where you're at. I'm gonna go buy some cattle panels. Hell. If I could get, and what's the grid spacing on the cattle panels? Is it 2x4 grid spacing? Is it 2x2, 3x3? Is it 2x5, 3x6? Like what's the, not 3x6? I know they don't make that, but I know they have like 4x4, 3x3, and then they got the 2x4 spacing, which is kind of funny. But at the same time, if you're using that as a substructure, it works great for 2x4s. Oh crap. Molly, I thought you was going to sleep because Jason said you were just about passed out over there. That's why he left. So you took a nap and now you're wide awake, aren't you? Yeah, vinegar will kill weeds and just about everything else in the damn soil. Oh my God, you guys are lucky. So you spent what? A little under $500 for cattle panels? If my math is mathing. Now, is that USD or was that Canadian? Damn, $3,500. Holy shit. I suppose you'll never run out of cattle panels. Oh yeah, definitely. That's why all of mine, I've only cut two cattle panels. Yeah, two cattle panels. Maybe three. Maybe three cattle panels I've cut. One of them for my my blackberries, which I use as a vertical, the whole 5 foot length of verticality for growing. But it's like, what did I cut off? Like 5 feet, so like 11 foot long, 5 foot high. The other section is what I did for the new garden bed this year. I finished that one on the 7th. Back at 7-1 or 7-2 is when I finished it. I used that section I just had that section laying around the yard for like 2 years. I basically use it as a cover for my 5x5 because it keeps the cats from trying to shit in my dirt. But I finally decided to do something with it, so now I have that location set up. So I got a 5.5 foot wide by 5 foot or 5 foot tall growing space for my beans. I can put tomatoes on there too. Fine with that. Huge space to grow on, to be honest. And then I have 2 cattle panels that I cut in half, roughly in half. They're about 24 inches wide. No, 26 inches wide. I think 26 inches wide. Cut that one in half, cut those off, and then I got 2 full arched panels on that one at 16 feet. So they're like 28 by 16. I got 2 of those. And then I have another one that is, I think it's the full 4 feet, 4.5 feet. I'll have to go and measure that again, but that one's 16 foot as well. I have not cut any of my panels off. I try to keep them all the same length. That way, if I move, regardless of where I move, I can still have a 16 foot, 16 foot length arched area. So even if I narrow the space down to roughly 3 feet in between end to end, that's still going to give me about 6.5, 7 foot height. So still have plenty of room to grow stuff on. No, well, the thing is I don't want them all. Unless you're talking about the weeds, yes, you'll never kill all the weeds. Right? Mental instability. So my panels are, I believe it's standard metric. All cattle panels are roughly 16 foot long. And they vary, width will vary depending on the style of cattle panel that you purchase. Yeah, that's what mine are. They're 16 feet long and usually about 4.5 to 5 feet wide. But yeah, see, that's what they were like here in my area. When I first started looking at them, that's what they were. They were like $60, $50, $60 a panel. But at the time when I was starting gardening, I didn't need a cattle panel for anything because I was starting off small. I didn't want to just take over the whole area and just start growing like abstract artwork, willy-nilly, throw this here, throw this there, see what happens. You don't do that when you're gardening. You start small and then you slowly expand over time. You figure out what your limitations are the first year. If you know what you're doing, you kind of expand a little bit next year, a dozen plants, give or take. You do the same thing next year. A couple of years down the road, you're either fully off grid in an area where you're growing half an acre of freaking field beans, corn, squash, potatoes, whatever you name it, and then you just keep going from there. But once you get to a certain limit on spacing, you have to stop and then prioritize what you want to grow for that season. Possibility. Then again, to be honest, I wouldn't know about that. I've never actually managed to successfully germinate blueberries or blackberries, or hell, even raspberries, just from the berry itself. I know they have seeds in them because you can feel them crunching in your teeth when you eat the damn things. But usually I just buy the pre-germinated or pre-grown single stem that you just yank out of the ground, add some what is it? What the hell's that crap? Sawdust or whatnot, and then a little bit of dirt, and then you package it and you buy it and sell it at the store. I usually just buy those for like $10-15 or $8 or $9, whatever the price is. So, I mean, that's just where I'm at. Again, I'm telling you folks, if I had like 5 to 10 acres, my minimum, I want to purchase about 5 acres of property to grow on. 1 acre just to housing, yard, and whatnot, and the other 4 acres to do whatever the hell I want with. I just want to grow in mass. Yeah, because Daniel, you and me are paying probably the same damn price as $120 a panel. Interesting. Raspberries do not. Bill, I might have to help you on that one. Honestly, we're in the same climate now. Whether or not, the only difference is soil composition. Your soil versus my soil. I believe with raspberries, due to your location, I think you are more high on the pH side. I believe would be my best estimation. I have more of an acidic soil in my area, and these damn things grow like freaking weeds. Molly's talking about rolls. I want a roll now, like a sweet roll. Killing me. I think that was, you're the one that said you were moving to Maine, you stinker weed. Said you're going to Montana and then to Maine. I thought you were moving to Maine. Or are you staying in Montana? Oh, I know which panels you have. I hate those panels. I refuse to buy them. Those are, in my opinion, the worst panels you can buy. So you have Bill, you have the panels that's like the first foot and a half is like really thin spacing. It's roughly about the spacing of a 2x4. So it's like 2 inches high, 4 inches long, so basically the bottom panel, each grid looks like a rectangle. And then you start getting up and that rectangle expands. And then after about 2 foot, they're all squares. They're like solid 4 inch by 4 inch squares. I hate that panel. I refuse to purchase those kind of panels. They are absolutely useless in my opinion. Now, I understand for your location, possibly budget, that's what you could afford at the time. I prefer specifically, I won't buy any other panels. The only other panel that I will buy from the panel, like anywhere that sells that, is a 2x2, maybe a 3x3 max grid panel, but I prefer the 2x4s. It's literally 2 inches by 4 inches, like the whole grid, the whole panel all the way up. I prefer that panel over every other panel. Yes, they're a little heavier, and I can understand the expense with said panel because that is a lot of steel. But you can get a lot of stuff to trellis up it due to the close spacing of the bars. Ooh, Deb's making biscuits. Nice. Mine don't. The only ones that I have thorns on are the raspberries. My blueberries sucked. I suck at blueberries down in my area. I don't know if my soil is either too acidic or too pH balanced. I don't know what's going on. Or sorry, alkaline based or too acidic. I can't ever remember which one is which. I know I have acidic soil because I'm in a volcanic. Technically, I'm in a volcanic area, so a lot of my soil is acidic. I need more of a neutralizer, but I can never remember that shit. Okay, so still $2,600 on fucking cattle panels. But essentially, you are buying an entire pallet of cattle panel. So all right. Good night, Molly. Be well. I know I've probably missed you by like 5 minutes. Goddamn, 1 pound of rice hulls is $22. At least you're not buying piñons. That shit's fucking expensive as hell. Everyone's saying good night, Molly. Good night. Wow, so you got a 5x5 panel that's 12 feet. That is a short cattle panel. Like that is really short. That's 4 foot shorter than where I'm at. Width-wise is about the same, that 5.5 foot mark. That's about what my stuff is. But ours are 16 footers. They are a bastard to transport, by the way. There you go. But yeah, definitely organic matter is the way to go. Okay, so that's your soil composition. Yep. Like I said, I know those panels. I see them all the time. I would not purchase that panel, even if the only way I would take those panels if them damn things were free. I do not like them. Do not like them. Tennessee worm farm? What? Super mild winter. Yeah, I was gonna say in Zone 7, you rarely see winter unless you're in like the mountains. Yeah, zero. I don't have permafrost down here, even like at all. My ground in my location, my ground will actually freeze. Usually about the first inch or two, if that. But I live in an area that's like 85% sand. I do not have to worry about sand freezing unless that shit's wet. Ooh, man, Saskatoons. See, I need to find people that are willing to ship or do trades for seeds. Now, the only drawback I see on that is there's a lot of Canadians I want to get plants from. Problem is I live in the desert, and I know a lot of these seeds from basically north of the border is all attuned to cold weather and a short growing season. I know damn well they will not grow in my area. I've tried. It took me almost literally 2 years just to grow 4 or I think it was 5 heads of freaking hardneck garlic, which I acquired from a friend in Canada. She sent me 2 cloves because you guys do not do soft neck garlic in Canada because it's too cold. Soft neck does not like it likes the cold, but not the extreme cold. Hard neck grows like weeds in the damn freaking northern border. If you guys get that, I mean, you guys get cloves of garlic like huge. I can't grow that shit down here. It's too hot and just too dry. It took me 2 years to grow 5 heads of garlic, and they were small at best. Yeah, so you only get the yeah. See, that's about where I'm at. Again, it's the zone 7A/7B. We don't get a lot of permafrost. We're lucky if it gets cold enough to freeze the ground half the damn time. Yeah. Deb's got perfect biscuits. Nice. Ooh, sausage gravy. Yeah, sausage and biscuits. Yeah, that's all you got to do. Just cover them with something that'll keep the direct frost off the plant, and they're good to go. But then again, when it comes to a lot of the berries, as long as the root system stays intact, the damn thing will just come back up the next year because they're freaking, what is it, annuals? No, perennials. Damn it. Yeah, so most berry plants are perennials. So I always forget which one is which. Yeah, see, that makes sense. If you're growing nothing but the items you need for specific tasks, that's fine. If all you want to do is grow onions, garlic, and like paprika, which technically paprika is not actually a spice, it's basically what you get from grilling or dehydrating or drying. I think it's a jalapeno. I think is basically because there's actually no paprika plant. Like the plant does not physically exist. It's just a byproduct of roasting or dry roasting I think it's a jalapeno. Or no, sorry, a cayenne pepper is the same way. I think it's cayenne pepper that's a dehydrated, dried out jalapeno. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the same thing with like blueberries. I mean, not sorry, blueberries, blackberries and raspberries. Blackberries will tend to come back on some stuff, but raspberries, every season you need to trim the plant because they will not grow on old stalks. They will grow on new stalks, and if the stalk survives the winter, you will get another batch off of that. But for the most part, once spring comes around, you got to basically trim the whole damn plant down, and then they just keep going. Yeah, because you guys can't grow soft neck up there. It's all hard necks. It's a hard neck galore. I'm trying to grow a strain of desert version of hardneck garlic where I don't have to do anything with it, just throw it in the ground and leave it and get massive bulbs. But the problem is I'm so dry and hot down here, I have to water at least once a week. Otherwise, my garden beds literally dry out. Yeah. And I don't do brassicas myself personally. Yeah. So you guys plant, so hardneck garlic usually goes in the ground, what? You do it October or November specifically. And then you harvest in what? Like June, July? Because it's like you need like a 6-8 month period to grow that. Yeah, I haven't tried broccoli. I tried what is the white one? Brain fart, brain fart, brain fart. Oh my god. What's the white version of broccoli? Somebody help me out here. My brain just shut off. Cauliflower. I've tried cauliflower, but apparently I've heard that you have to do a cold start on cauliflower. So you essentially have to like chill the seeds before you plant them. I may or may not be wrong. I have tried doing celery. I took a couple of heads or a couple of ends from work and I planted them. They were doing just fine until I transplanted them. I had one that lasted about 5 months, was doing real well, and then all of a sudden it took a turn for the worst and just straight 100% just kicked the bucket. Within like 2 weeks, that plant went from really healthy to dead as a doornail. Ah, okay. You'll have to explain to me a little bit more detail on that one there, Daniel, so I can figure out and know what is going on. But so, Grace, if that's the case, then why is it that? Damn it, not paprika. What was the other one I was talking about? My brain starts with a C. I know that one's made from like mild pepper as well. I think it's not bell pepper. I think it's a jalapeno, but I couldn't understand if like paprika is made from like a mild bell pepper. But what was the other one? Actually, my brain is. I'm not that far behind on chat. I'm only like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes at max. Okay, so you plant in October. Wait, what? So it is August and you plant in October, so that's a whole year. Damn near a whole entire year. That's what, like 10 months? So let me ask you this. How often do you water your garlic? That is the biggest thing that bothers me with people who do videos on garlic. I'm not blaming anybody. Nobody mentions how often they have to water the garlic. And that's the biggest thing that kind of irks me, is they're just like, oh, well, I planted this in this month, and here's my harvest when harvest season comes, but they never once mention how often they water. I live in the desert. I kind of need to know how often to water certain things. Even a general admission of when would help me a lot. But nobody ever mentions all of the gardening channels I've watched. I've straight watched hundreds of gardening videos. Never once has anybody mentioned how often they water the damn garlic. Yeah, how much are you asking? 200,000, 300,000? Thank you, cauliflower, Deb. White version of broccoli, cauliflower. You have to cold start that for some reason. See? Thank you. Everybody knows what the hell I'm talking about except for me. Oh, so you grow your garlic, you don't grow it in ground? Okay, that's interesting. God damn, Grace. Well, you got a lot more moisture than I do, so you're what? I'd say 60 to maybe 85% humidity, just because of your location, or maybe less than that. Damn. 1 gallon of pure water. So you do use diluted water or distilled water. 2 cups and 1 beer. 2 cups of kelp and then 1 beer. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yellowing is due to lack of iron and one other thing. No, sorry. Yeah, if the leaves turn yellow, it's iron. and then something else. I can't remember what. Bill, I've got the same damn problem. Trust me. Well, I don't wear shorts a lot because I got mosquitoes down here that'll eat the hell out of you. I've also got other bugs that bite. I don't particularly feel like wearing shorts all damn summer long because I'd be dying anyway. But yeah, no, trust me, I feel you on that one. This season, up until about April 15th, it was nice and warm. Nice, 50s, mid 60s. After April 15th, I shit you not, that went to the 80s like mad quick. Had like 2 weeks of 80 degrees, and then it dropped back down to like 70s, like mid 70s. And then once May hit, 80-degree weather, and it just kept getting hotter from there. Okay, so I've done the same thing, and that's the only reason why I've gotten fairly decent harvest on softneck. I did the same thing. I have wooden planters. They do have gaps in between them. I got to rebuild them at some point, which I really don't want to do because that's a lot of damn work. But I have to rebuild the internal structure because it's basically, I'm on like year 5 and that stuff is rotted out and the boards are damn near about to fall apart. I grew garlic in those beds. I had like 60 of them planted. I got fairly decent sized heads of garlic. I think my largest one was like 3, maybe 4 ounces. I actually have them still sitting right there in a container right next to my door. And I pretty much had those buried about, I don't know, inch into the soil, and I had them covered with about 4 inches of like hay. And I would water them once every 2 to 3 weeks, give or take. If that's too much, then I need to water them at least once every 3 weeks. I think that'll be okay. Sorry. How do you not have a truck big enough for a 16-foot cattle panel? You just take the cattle panel and you do this. You just full. So here's your cattle panel. You just do this with a cattle panel. You basically turn it into a U. That's how I transported them in my truck. I got a 6-foot truck bed, and it's a fiberglass composite truck bed. I put two cattle panels in there with the tailgate down, and they fit in there just fine. All I did was ratchet strap them down to the anchor points on the truck, and I was done. Mind you, the dumbass kid that helped me put them in, Jesus Christ, that kid needs to lift weights because I about knocked his ass out with a cattle panel trying to put it in my truck. Kid needs to drink some milk is what he needed to do. Yes, usually when I grow, I put a fairly large amount of mulch, and it varies between what I have on hand. Sometimes I buy the brown bagged mulch from like Home Depot, Lowe's, which is usually like $3 a bag, but it's like 2 cubic foot of like basically essentially brown painted wood chips. Fine with that. But I got a guy down here that actually harvests and grows hay ish and usually sells them for about $8 a bale. Fairly cheap in my opinion, considering most bales you can anywhere else are like $10, $12 for a standard like 2x2x3. It's like 2x2x4 bale of hay. I prefer to get the big bales of hay, but each one of those is like $100. So I can get like 6-8 bales of hay for like 50, $60. And I can use that. I still have like 2.5 bales of hay left that I can do shit with. Damn. Okay. You know, up north of the 49th, if you do not mind, I do these every weekend, every Saturday. I usually do my straight 1 hour stream of just start like gardening talk. And then I do a second stream roughly 5 minutes later, like how we're doing now. It's just open-ended talk. Get a couple people in here chat. I absolutely love garden talk. That's what I'm doing the most of. Before, my channel was like outdoor gear, camping, blah, 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 fishing. I stopped doing that. I started doing more gardening. So over the last couple of years, it's been evolved into a gardening channel. I'd be more than happy and thrilled if you popped in every week to just, talk with us, talk with me, talk with everybody else in the chat about gardening. I like learning new bits and pieces of information here and there, regardless of your climate versus my climate, because you're in zone what, like 2 or 3? I'm in zone 7. I'm a hotter zone than you are, but I can still, the information that you have, I can take, modify, and work towards my end of the spectrum. I have no problems with that. I like having people here talking about gardening. In my area, Bill, specifically, if I have a thick enough layer of mulch, I don't have to water all that often. My problem with my area is it's too hot, it's too dry, and the UV rays are ridiculously strong. It's basically essentially like a big-ass kid with a magnifying glass trying to burn an ant. That's the kind of UV rays I have down here. It will dry out the first 1.5 to 3 inches of dirt within 24 hours. If you have a nice thick enough layer of mulch, straw, bark mulch, whatever, you can at least go 3 days max without having to deep water a plant. I will deep water my planters or plants about every 2 to 3 weeks, just because I'm out there on the daily watering. I don't have everything covered in mulch because every season when I do that, I have to take off the first 3 inches of dirt, sift everything out, put the dirt back in the planters, and separate my mulch into a different container so I can use it later when I'm planting and put all that crap back on there. It is a tedious method, and trust me, if and when I'm ever at your property visiting, you may or may not get annoyed with me, and I'm just warning you in advance. You may or may not get annoyed with me with the way my work methods go. I will help and work out with you and Sharon as best I possibly. It's Sharon, right? I remember it's Bill and Sharon. Yeah. I will work with you guys as best to my abilities, but there may or may not be times where I'm just like, I know what I'm doing. Just let me do it, and I'll get this done for you. Nice. I don't know how you can manage to grow peppers in Montana, considering that's a cold-ass state. Oh, yeah. No, you can do the same thing with spicy peppers, too. If you're doing hot peppers like bell peppers, habaneros, Tabasco peppers, reapers, yellow ghost peppers, cayenne. Well, technically not cayenne because that's technically dried out bell pepper or jalapenos. But no, you can get. I think there's a guy on here. His channel name is Epic Gardening, and his counterpart is Jacques Gardening. They're in California. Those guys have pepper plants that are like 5-6 years old, and they are producing some massive peppers. Yep. If you up pot, yes, that is correct. You can up pot your plants, or what they call overwintering. I have a greenhouse. I overwintered some pepper plants in there, and I was actually eating peppers throughout the season because I was keeping my greenhouse around 65 degrees, 70 at like the high end, and I was still pulling peppers off throughout the season. It wasn't a lot, 3, 4 peppers every couple of weeks, just because, the plant is technically in its shutdown mode, but it will still produce peppers throughout the season. I have that same pepper plant right now outside in the same damn pot, and that thing's like 3 foot tall. I thought yellowing for leaves was due to lack of ironite or iron or sulfites or some shit like that. But when you're in a planter, you're going to get compacted soil no matter what. It's damn near impossible to avoid compacted soil in a planter unless 35% of the soil mix is either perlite or the volcanic version. I can't remember the name of it. I grew garlic in a planter, but again, I do not have the same winter conditions you do. I know you guys get down to like basically frozen underwear situations. If you fart, your fart freezes. Pardon my French. But yeah, you guys get down to the temperatures of where if you tried to pee on a tree outside, you'd have a popsicle. Subsequently, I do not have that problem here. I have dry. It just gets too damn hot. I tried doing hardneck in 2 planters. Absolutely sucked at it. I got the worst possible harvest and yield off of that. I have a few little pieces left. I'm going to try again next season. If I fail, I am completely out of hardneck garlic, and I will need somebody. I'm not forcing anybody to do it, but there is a possibility that within the next year or two, I'm going to need a Canadian friend to possibly ship me some more hardneck garlic. Yes, that is. I try as hard as I can to keep my soil at least on the best spectrum moist. I try to avoid full dry out, but it does happen due to the fact that I'm the only one trying to water the plants in the property. I'm on 1/3 of an acre. I have a good portion of the property is a lot of plant matter, but I currently am the only one watering plants. So every once in a while I miss a plant, might go an extra 2 or 3 days. It dries out fast. It's hard to keep a plant watered when your average temperature is between 100 and 105. Daniel can attest to this because he lives in Arizona. His average temperature is like 110 to 115 most summer days. That's good for peppers if you want really hot peppers. People say not to stress out the amount of channels I've seen. Don't stress your peppers. Don't stress your plants. Stressing pepper plants is the best way to get the hottest damn peppers. Oh, trust me. I know exactly where you're coming from on that one, Bill. And yes, I do mulch like a mother. But at the same time, I still have to let the dirt settle, which sucks because I've got one planter that's already settled like 4.5 inches worth of dirt when I originally had that thing pretty much level with the top of the planter. I also layered that section with about 6 to 8, I think it was about 6 inches of dry hay, and then I put soil right on top of it. It has since pretty much decomposed at this point or compacted. So I'll see what happens next season. I don't have okay, so on that one where I have my plants, I don't have electrical. I'd have to run an extension cord all the way out to the other side of the property. Yes, I know. Water the roots. I do deep water every about 3 weeks just to maintain a solid water level. But again, most of my property is sand. It's hard to water sand. Okay, so up north is on zone 3. I almost want to say Saskatchewan. Like, maybe in that area, maybe possibly Toronto. I don't know. Yeah, see, again, you have somebody there to help you water. Where I'm at, I have the only one that waters plants on this property is me. We have an irrigation system that like 50-50 works, 50-50 doesn't work because we've got a lot of trees, and the trees have basically flattened a lot of the sections of where the main water lines run over the years due to root expansion. So it makes it hard for my watering system to function the way it's supposed to. And the only way to fix that problem would be to 100% dig out every square inch of watering line, cut about 2 foot on each side, all of the roots, and rebury the water system. I know exactly what you're talking about. I would like to do the same. I don't have a lot of soil knowledge. I just have random luck, is how I work it. But yes, biodynamically works spectacularly for a lot of plants. Because again, a lot of that is companion planting. For everybody's zone, if you've been, I think if you've been gardening for more than 4 years, 3 to 4 years, like 3+ years, you should know biodiversity, what will work with what plants you do not plant with other plants, and what plants benefit each other to the 100% fruition of product value. Half the stuff I say may or may not make sense just due to the fact that I'm drinking, but I know what I'm talking about. Hopefully everybody else does. I'm trying to make as much physical sense as possible. So like your standard 3 sisters, corn, beans, and squash. I've literally never had more product production than when I ran that the first year. I don't run it consecutively, surprisingly, due to the high volumes of wind that I get over here. When I did it the first time, the wind damn near flattened all my plants. It is not fun. I did not enjoy it. I had to trellis half my plants, and when I did it, I had one product, one specific item that just overwhelmed everything. Shit. Whew. What the hell I hit? Um, Daniel, to an extent, I've done microgreens, but on a full spectrum, I have not. Yes, mainly because of the amount of moisture when you get to the northern area, because of the amount of snow that you get over the season. I'm just using whatever the hell I've got that's like provided in my area. Um, Most of it's going to be hay. It's not 100% straw, just because a lot of the farmers around here don't do straw, they do hay. So yes, I will get the seed pods or the seed stems or seed stacks from the hay itself, which they do sometimes try to germinate, but for the most part, I'll just pick them out right away because I know it's not the plant that's supposed to be there. And I will also, the seed stalks, I usually break those off and then I'll throw them in the trash can. I'll throw them in my compost bin. Because once they get sterilized or get cooked enough in the sun, they're not going to do anything no matter what you do. So you basically just get inert organic matter. Ooh, Indian air guns. Ooh, okay, so on that one, you don't necessarily chop down your sunflower seeds and then get the seeds from them, or sorry, your sunflowers and then get the seeds. You leave your sunflower seeds up. Sorry, I keep saying, you got me stuck on this on seeds. Sunflowers you will let grow as long as physically possible. If you want the seeds, wait until the birds start physically pulling them out of the plant. When you start seeing the birds eat the actual physical seed, cut off the head, set it off to the side somewhere where it's not going to get picked at by the birds to let it dry. That's what I do. Now, there is going to be a portion where you have to scrape off the flower particle that is part of each seed head itself. You just brush that off, like if you got like a rubber glove, you just brush that off with your hand. Set your sunflower, the head of your sunflower, aka the head, set that off to the side, let it dry for about a week or two, maybe 3 weeks. And then you go through and you just pull out all the viable seeds. All of the heavy seeds will stay in there. If you do like light breeze, or say like if you put a fan in front of it, drop all your seeds off very slowly onto another container. Anything that doesn't have weight on it will be blown out basically by the minor airflow of the fan. Everything that stays is going to be a viable, healthy seed. You can go from there. But essentially, you really only want to chop off first, once you get the head maybe 2-3 inches past that for the stem, and then you just let the plant dry out. Do not harvest the entire plant. You just let the stem dry out on its own. Cut it down at the bottom, set it off to the side, and you can use that later for organic matter if you have some sort of mulcher or any sort of like chopping device. You can do it by hand if you really want to, but I suggest like a small mulching machine. Usually buy them on Amazon. I would pay attention to the size of the cutting head. That'll give you your best option for basically organic matter or ground cover for next year. Or if you're running compost, you can run that in your compost bin. Not here, it doesn't. I got at least a minute. I have to have a minimum of like 3 to 5 inches to maintain moisture level for more than 3 days. Now, I do apologize right now, Indiana Air Guns. I'm a little behind on chat. I am getting a little bit detailed on some of these questions just because this is a good conversation tonight. As like one of the few times my actual gardening chat has stayed on gardening topic. Yes. Nope. I know exactly what you're talking about, Bill. I do know the underlying problems of soil crust, too much water, and then it dries out. It's essentially like the salt flats. It was wet at one point, and now it's dry and crispy. I'm not asking nobody that gets rain. I'm just saying in general. Yes, that is 100% correct, Bill. I'm not arguing or saying that, like, my soil is not doing this because of this. A lot of the times it's due to the fact that I just cannot get out there and water constantly. I do, and right now a lot of my plants are suffering because I have not given them any sort of external fertilizers, not chemical. I can't even say not chemical fertilizers because half the shit you fertilize plants with is a chemical fertilizer. But every once in a while, I like to give my plants a little bit of a boost. Certain plants, not all plants. For the love of pickles, never, never under any circumstances fertilize your beans. Do not fertilize beans. Beans do not need fertilizer. Ever. Do not fertilize your beans. Do not give them any external fertilizers. Do not give them anything. They will be fine on their own. The only thing you need to do with beans is throw a companion plant next to them or in between each bean plant to help absorb the nitrogen that they pump into the ground. That is it. Every other plant, you may or may not need to add a little bit of fertilizer here and there. I know for my citrus plants, I have a citrus plant blend. I think it's like a 12-1-5 or 12-5-5, something like that, that I throw on there every couple of months. I need to do that because my plants are starting to suffer. But yeah, the only thing you really want to fertilize are trees and like tomato plants. Yes. No, Bill, I 100% understand what you're talking about. Like, 100% understand what you're talking about. Don't label it as garlic. Label it as something normal. It's not like if it's coming to the U.S., I highly doubt they're going to give two shits and a squirrel fart about what the hell's coming from your end to my end. Now, I know it's different going the other way around, but it's garlic. As far as I know, that is a more neutral plant to send versus, say, squash. Or like if I was to send you like seeds for like ivy or mint, that might be a problem. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm sending something that I know full well is going to be an invasive plant, my ass is not going to label it as said plant. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll label that as something entirely different. And then I will tell you later when you get said item what the hell those seeds were. Yeah, my pepper plants are the same way. I usually water. Normally, on normal circumstances, I would water them about once a week. I've had to water my pepper plants every day because, again, they are in pots. I do need to up pot them to a slightly bigger pot so I can get a bigger plant. But I have to water them bastards every day. They're in a 12-inch pot. That's a fairly good-sized planter. And they are struggling daily with water. Yep. I will do the same thing. If my leaves are going from this to this, I water. Otherwise, my plants die. I'm assuming you're talking about the garlic and most likely, possibility. Yeah, just a little. Oh, I have to soak mine. Like, I'll water them till water just starts running out the bottom of the planter. I do not care. Because I know full well by the time I get home next day, they'll be damn near looking the exact same way. Oh, that's interesting. Zone 3 and you live in a semi-desert climate. That's interesting for Canada. Okay, so you're just... Okay, I got you. Wait, so in Montana, you're what? So that puts you at what? You're at 11:15? Time-wise, if I'm not mistaken? Or are you 12:15? Don't have bentonite clay. I do. So my soil is not 100% sand. It's a mixture of sand, clay, and gravel. If I were to dig down about 3 feet, once I hit the 3 foot mark, that shit is just straight sand. And I'm talking like beach sand. The the area where I live used to be the bottom of a lake millions of years ago. Or maybe even a couple thousand years ago. My area where I live in used to be the bottom of a lake. Not a ton of silt, just a shitload of sand. There is clay here. Every once in a while, I'll pop up a volcanic rock, but that's far and few between because the volcanic area of where I live is like 15, 20 miles away. But where I'm currently sitting, where my house sits, was the bottom of, like, the area where I'm at is at the bottom of a lake. It's a shit ton of sand. A lot of sand, a lot of gravel. That I do. I do know that one. I had a pile one time in the front yard. That's where I grew my first set of cantaloupes. I grew like 20 cantaloupes in like a 3 foot space. And the only reason why they survived is because I was watering them. And the year or two prior to that, I had buried like 5 carp in there. So it was highly nutritious, like energy rich soil. I ran out. I'm not having a refill. So I'll just continue on this one. Nice. Oh yeah, I love having bees in my garden. Oh man, I love having bees. Since I've been doing sunflowers this season, I have seen the most amount of bumblebees I've ever seen in my entire life. I usually have 15 to 20 bumblebees daily at any given moment on my sunflower patch. Love it. Wait, you wasn't there? What do you mean you wasn't there? What am I missing? I don't know what you're talking about, Daniel. Yep, done that. Compost down here is kind of weird. I get some very funky compost, so I prefer to buy my compost from the store. And I usually get the mushroom compost. That seems to be the best compost that I can find in my area. I've got a local soil place that sells soil, but I don't like their compost. It sucks. There's too much inorganic material in there because people don't know how to separate their dirt when they drop that shit off. It bugs the hell out of me. The topsoil from that place ain't too bad, but the compost absolutely sucks. I'd rather just make my own. Oh shit. Holy crap, 200 beehives. Jesus Christ. That is a lot of beehives. So you're telling me your dad is a bee farmer and that his whole business practice is doing nothing but honey. That is insane. Yeah, I have no idea. Fentanyl addict. Yep. Yeah, like I said, once the birds start pecking out the seeds, and you will want to check on those daily. When the birds start pulling out the seeds, cut the head off, dry it somewhere else where they're not going to get to it. That'll work too. I've got mine in a nursery pot. I got about 8 heads in there right now. And every day I come in, I check on my plants. If I see a seed or two missing from there, I just cut the thing automatically. I pull off the outer green, the green or matter, whatever the hell. I guess they're leaves, not leaves. But I pull all of that stuff off, and then I just let them dry out. Like I said, I've got about 8 of them sitting in a pot over here drying out. So probably next week, I'm more than likely going to harvest all those seeds. And I can guarantee I can double or triple the amount of seeds I have just off of that. No. Bill, I'm not complaining. Trust me. There's no complaints on my end. Yes, you have the information. I am taking that information in. I am not disregarding that information. You and me are both gardeners. You've done it a lot longer than I have. You have a good lot more experience than I do. I've only been doing this since 2020, so I'm on like 5th year. Next year will be year number 6 that I've been doing this. I appreciate any and all bits of information that I can acquire on my lives. So, like I said, I'm not disregarding anything you tell me, Bill. I take it in, I process, and I work with what I have in my area. And yes, that would be actually a good one. Oh shit, you're in the same time zone I am, so you're central. So up north of 49 is in the central, so-called central time zone, or sorry, not central, mountain time zone. Sorry with the fingers. I get fidgety sometimes when I'm a little fuzzy. Gotcha. All right, well, that makes it easier. Yeah, a lot less water for the most part on pepper plants. It just really depends on your location. Yep, 100% correct on that one. That I know from experience. I've tried growing tomatoes. If you do not water them on a frequent basis, your tomato plants just straight take a shit, and then you're done. DY dry. Gotcha, Bill. No. Essentially, I do. I have found some interesting. I'd have to dig pretty damn deep, but yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff in my yard. I find all kinds of random shit. Yeah, that's the problem. You can't ship shit through the mail because it tends to draw a lot of red flags. Yep. Too much water, things will split. Not enough water, they dry out and die. Well, holy shit, I'm actually at the bottom of my comment section. Awesome. My ass is gonna. I'm gonna have to find a way to either get up there or buy some honey from you. Yeah, Mountain Standard Time. Woohoo! I got another Canadian in my time zone. That is freaking awesome. Wow, my fucking air conditioner's not frosted over. That's a plus. Ooh, we ship worldwide. I'm gonna have to. Okay, so let me do this. Good lord, my fucking chat. Oh, you know what? I forgot my chat's over here. Wah. Go to channel. I'm going to do this. I'm going to subscribe to your channel right now up north. What is I Spy Bush? There's some very interesting videos. Very interesting videos. Interesting. Yeah, I'll see what I got for the I don't do Facebook. The most places you're going to find me on is YouTube and Instagram, and that's it. I do not. I I have a thing against social media, like hardcore, because the less I'm on it, the less the government can track me. But that's just me. Green leaf crown. Okay. Thank you. I will most likely forget that because that is way too technical of a name for that shit on a sunflower. But I do know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, it's not that I was booted off of Facebook. I just refused to actually sign up for Facebook. I do not want random people getting pissed off when trying to friend me, and I'm just like, middle finger in your butthole. No, thank you. I'd rather not spend my time trying to explain to people on Facebook why I don't want to be their friend. Not cause for concern or alarm. I just do not give a crap. I am more happy not being on Facebook than the people that are on Facebook. It doesn't matter if you have 2 million friends on Facebook. Maybe 5 to 10 of them are actually your friends. The rest of them are people who think they're your friends. They'll randomly interact with a post you put on there on Facebook. Oh, here's my dog. Here's my Chihuahua Lefty. Why is he called Lefty? Because he doesn't have a right leg. That's why he's Lefty. You'll get like 200,000 views on it. Blah blah blah. Man, whatever. Facebook can suck it. If Facebook deleted itself, I wouldn't care. Would not. I wouldn't even bat an eye. I just wouldn't give a shit. Instagram disappeared. That would kind of suck, but it is what it is. But anyways, yeah. Aside from that, what else we got tonight, folks? We are on a fairly good rant. Is it a rant or is it actually a good subject to topic? Fillery. Now, isn't fillery what you do when you got an empty bucket and you need to put dirt in it? You got a fillery? I'm just giving you shit, Bill. I'm just giving you shit. No, but involucral brat. So I will just try to refer to it as the sunflower crown. Or should I refer to it as the sunflower's mane? I mean, technically, if you think about it, it would qualify as a mane because it is the surrounding substance of the head. So you'll get the leaflets, which are always usually the little flower petals or flower leaflets of the head before it turns into whatever. That makes more sense. If you think of a sunflower as you would a lion, it sounds stupid, but logically it makes sense. If anybody agrees with me on that one, super fine. If not, I'm not forcing anyone to think on these same beliefs. But I think, Bill, you can probably see it the same way, that a sunflower is akin to like a lion's mane. So we'll say that the face of the sunflower is the head of a lion, and the green petals or the green collar around it or crown would be the lion's mane. I can work with that, honestly. Whether or not I remember that tomorrow is a whole nother banana. But hey, does not hurt to randomly come up with something that makes more sense. I'm filling up my bucket. Yes. Ooh, no, mine were. I had a massive sunflower last year. Damn thing was 4 foot high. And up until it was fully mature, that thing was following the sun on a daily basis. But I do know exactly what you're talking about. There were mass cases where the sunflowers won last year, even partially this year, not all of them were following the sun. I don't know if it's a genetic defect in the sunflowers or if there is something in the atmosphere caused by God knows what. I don't believe in that. But anyways, the powers that be, there is something in the atmosphere that is forcing them to disobey the standard laws of sunflower physics. Bill. No, I'm filling my bucket. That one's a joint effort because yeah, that was on me when you said that the philodendron or whatever the hell the what was it, crown is the bracket correcting or whatever the hell you said. Where was the other one? Damn it! I know you set it up here a second ago. Shit, where the hell did it go? Okay, yeah, the fillery. Yeah, that one's a joint effort between you and me. If I did a Webster on that shit or a what is it? What's it? It's not Google. Fuck, what is it? It's not Google. It's the other one. I guess Webster's dictionary. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't remember. But yeah, I'll give you credit on that one. I'll 100% give you like partial credit on that because that shit's funny. What are you doing this season? I don't feel in my bucket. Yeah, like I said, there could have been some coronal atmospheric interference that caused a lot of that. Could have been due to some sort of. It might not necessarily have even been chemtrails, which I swear everybody thinks chemtrails are like against the laws of physics, but if you looked at what happened during 9/11, without the so-called chemtrails, the temperature of our states increased like 30% due to not having those supposed chemtrails blocking out UV light and all other shit. But that's neither here nor there. That was just physically, scientifically proven. But I'm not going to get into a semantic argument about chemtrails. A lot of people believe in them. A lot of people disagree with them. It's going to be what it's going to be. Your beliefs are your beliefs. I'm not going to kick anybody in the pants because of it. But yes, I do know of the fact there was a lot of farmers that were concerned that their sunflowers were not following the sun. Yeah. Some of mine, a lot of mine didn't do that this year. Normally they follow the sun. So like at the end of the night, they're all facing the east or the west. Mine are just kind of whatever. They're doing their own damn thing. So I don't know. Again, it could be due to basically something, whatever happens in space, not necessarily what's going on around the world. This could literally be a detrimental effect of like some sort of atmospheric disturbance. It could be an EM problem. It could be solar radiation. Who knows? Could be even a light filtration problem. I'm not a scientist. I cannot 100% say what's going on, but yes, I have observed physically growing like 200 sunflowers ish that this was an issue this year. Last year I didn't have a problem with it. This year I do. So I do know what you're talking about. We'll see what happens next year because, again, I'm going to be doing the same damn thing next year, but I'm going to be doing it on a way different scale. Yeah. I agree. 100% agree. Yeah, they were not moving like they normally do. Now, they'll grow toward the sun, but the problem is, again, like you said, the sunflowers normally, when they grow, there's your face. Your face will turn. That whole plant will turn 180 degrees one way or the other to track solar movement. It's like a solar panel on a photosensor that follows the sun, and then when the sun goes down, once the sun pops up in the morning, that thing resets to 0 and then tracks the sun again. Yeah, it's that's where the I don't want to. What's the word for it? The conspiracies come in. People don't understand. I mean, a lot of people will say that yes, chemtrails are naturally made. Sometimes they do show videos of military jets or military planes dropping chemtrails off into the things. Yeah, at that point, I would consider that cloud seeding. But you realize chemtrails have been around for decades upon decades, and usually does absolutely nothing. But I mean, that would be what, aluminum oxide and something else to possibly cloud seed. You can't cloud seed if there's no clouds. That's the thing. But again, chemtrails, they have physically stated that chemtrails are there to sort of block out UV rays, but at the same time, I mean, you've got an engine that's burning at what, 20,000 degrees, 10,000 degrees, 8,000 degrees at high altitude. It's gonna generate some sort of cloud trail. Chemtrails is no different than the exhaust coming out of your damn car when it's cold. In cold weather, when your exhaust kicks on and your engine starts warming up, you get that cloud of smoke coming off the exhaust pipe. That's no different than way the hell up there. It's the same damn effect. You may be closer to the sun, but you're also closer to outer space, which means it's a hell of a lot colder. Hot plus cold equals what you consider a chemtrail. Spoiler alert. That's funny. That is hilarious. Yeah. Aluminum, barium, strontium, or strontium. Damn, 3 times I tried that word and it took me that long to send it. But yeah. So again, we'll see what happens again up north. I will be doing this again next year. I'm planning on growing like 10 times the amount of sunflowers that I'm growing now, because I have the go ahead and option to grow them on my neighbor's property. So I'm going to grow an astronomical amount of these damn things. See what happens. If absolutely necessary, I'll turn half her property into a sunflower field. Now, I'm so far right that I'm left out of the conversation. or sorry, I left the chat as it was. But yeah, I plan on doing a lot more sunflowers next year. It's most likely going to be a few key species just to see what happens. After that, it's going to be a grab bag of what I decide I want to do, continuing on over the next couple of years. But here's the thing, for those of you who are watching, Bill, I'm tagging you right now. You better grow sunflowers next season. CR, I am not tagging you. I will mention you because I know you grow sunflowers yearly as it is. May not be 100 of them, but you've always got a couple of good sunflowers over there. But Bill, I'm 100% tagging you right now in this live stream. You better grow sunflowers next year. Grace is still here. I love you, Grace. You've been with me for like damn near 3 hours. And of course, CR pops in. I'm about to end my live and CR pops in. Oh, Joel dropped a video. Nice. Bill, you do realize CR's in the same time zone as I am. He's only 11 o'clock or 10:40 his time. So myself, CR, and up north of the 49, we're all in the same time zone. I don't know Diva, but I'm not going to complain that nobody was here. I've actually had a pretty good chat tonight. I mean, it's been fairly educational. It's been fairly, actually mainstream. We've actually managed to keep on topic for the most part. And yeah, it's just been a really good chat tonight, folks. I actually 100% appreciate that. If you go live, CR, there's a chance I may or may not be able to watch it because I'm going to be up for like maybe another 2 hours. I got to do a little bit of watering outside, and then I'm done for the night. I've got a long day ahead of me tomorrow, and I'm pretty much wiped out, to be honest. I have not been sleeping well the last few days, and working at my job, plus coming home and doing 2-3 hours of yard work. It's not been fun. I know. Bill, that's not my problem. You and Sharon are the ones that bought the damn seeds. You literally, you could have gotten a packet, one packet of like 15 seeds, and you would have never run out of loofah seeds. Why you would buy an entire farm's worth of loofah seeds is just mind-boggling. Yeah, no, CR's in Canada. Yes, definitely. Thank you. I appreciate that up north. Ooh, damn. Don't tell me you're listening and driving at the same time. Because that would be dangerous. Very dangerous. I hope you are driving responsibly and safely. But yeah. Again, Bill, I still don't know why you and Sharon bought 2,500 lupa seeds. I got 5, planted 3 of them, and I now officially have an unlimited supply of loofahs. Driving in morning, gotcha. Hell, I still have a loofah right here, and every once in a while, I will randomly find a seed in there, despite the fact that I've gone through this numerous times. But yeah, this was actually one of my longest loofahs, and I think it's almost about 12 inches. Yes, that is a loofah. These things take a shit load of time to grow. And I mean, if you're going to grow these in your climate up north, you're going to have to start them in a greenhouse. I believe they are 120 plus days. So Loofah Gorge requires a long growing season and warm temperatures. They need to be started indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost date, and then transplanted outdoors after danger of frost has passed. You are looking at, it gives you the entire breakdown of how to grow these, but you're looking at a time frame of 100 plus days. So essentially, your entire growing season is how long it's going to take to grow loofahs. Oh my God. David, okay, I do not know Bowtie in the Garden. I've recognized the name, I think, from some of your chats or lives. But good Lord, 25, that's what, like 2 pounds of stinking loofah seeds? That is an astronomical amount of freaking seeds. Actually, I don't even know why I want to just keep on this shit. Yes. Only problem is with loofahs is they just continue to grow north. No pun intended. Them damn things, if left unchecked, will grow 25, 30 feet tall. A cattle panel, unless you got your cattle panels in A-frame shape with structural support so they don't do this, 2 16-foot cattle panels, you'd probably get 40 to 50 pounds of loofahs off of those damn panels. Yeah. Essentially, whatever your last frost date is, you want to start a month and a half before that inside, most likely in a greenhouse that's heated to roughly 60 to 75 degrees. That's funny. That is hilarious. Again, like I said, I got 5 loofah seeds. I planted 3 of them. I still have 2 of them somewhere. I think it's in my seed bucket under my table. I got like 8 or 9 loofahs off of that damn plant. And essentially somewhere around here, I have like, actually, I think they're down here in my pile of shit. I got a whole container just full of seeds. Probably like 200 seeds in there. I'm not going to run out of those damn things. Oh, yeah. I would be very, very careful of sticking a loofah seed or a loofah into a wood chipper or a mulcher. If you do not have a small enough cutter on there, there is a chance you will get full seeds processed through that in your mulch pile, and the next thing you know, you got 30 or 40 of them damn plants just popping up out of nowhere. So, yeah, if you really want to sterilize your loofahs and do not want seeds from them, stick them in a greenhouse for about 2 weeks during the summertime. It will sterilize everything. Yeah, I have. So essentially, if your loofah seed goes from black to white, it's a sterile seed. You will not get anything. It's essentially cooked. Like I said, I've got tons of loofah seeds. I tried planting some this year to see what the variations of seed or like seed staging was. Got absolutely nothing, and I planted about 12 of them. Yep, that's about what I figured to be about 2 pounds. A dead honest, Bill, I would say plant them suckers on like the southern end of your property where you got the tree line, but about 15 feet up from there so they get partial sun, partial shade. Don't put them on a trellis. Just let them bastards grow on the ground. They will take over that whole space. Hell, plant them around the chickens. Let the chickens get some freaking loofah shade. Because them suckers will pop out some big-ass leaves and block out sunlight if you've got them thick enough. Ooh, that would be interesting. Loofah seed flower. Don't know if you can do that, though. I don't know if they're toxic or not. let's see. Oh, so you can actually roast loofah seeds. So I would assume, based on this information, you can actually make loofah flour. So there you go. Yep. That's why most people do not let a Jerusalem artichokes grow in the ground. They will put them in planters or some sort of formation that has a containment section, because they will go everywhere. Yeah, loofahs are edible. The seeds are, at least. I don't know about the plant. I think the plant is only edible if it's in a young stage, but not once it's fully mature. I don't think I want to sit there. Like, I don't think I would want to eat this under any sort of circumstance. I just would not see a nutritional value in eating the dry ass husk. But yeah, so all right, folks. Here's the thing: we've gone 3 hours and about 10 minutes on this. I also did a 1 hour live previously. This has been an absolutely phenomenal live stream. Small turnout is what it is, but this has been an astronomically fun live stream. I've actually been enjoying myself. To be honest, if I wasn't tired and I didn't have to work in the morning, I'd probably continue on for another 2 hours. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Grace, CR, up north of the 49th, Bill, Wickershire Project, anybody else that is still left in here. I got 7 people in here watching. I have no idea who's left. But I thank each and every one of you for being here. Buffalo thought it was zucchini. Yeah, I think you mentioned that one a couple of weeks ago. I remember that one. Yeah, I thought that was loofah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Be well, be safe. Again, up north of the 49th, I do this every Saturday around the same time. You're absolutely welcome back to join us for gardening talk and conversation. I do appreciate hearing, various levels of gardening, even in colder regions and climates. But again, thank you all for joining me. Do me a favor on that way out. Hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Awesome. That is awesome sauce. I hope I see you again. If not, it'll be the next time when I see you is when I see you. Be well, be safe, everybody. I guess finishing notes, go out there and get some seeds, grow. Even if you've only got a short amount of time, you can still grow in a small pot and in a greenhouse or even in your house. So this is going to be Foxy Outdoors signing off. Be well, be safe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Toodle.